Welcome to WeeDnD, the hot positive live tabletop role-playing experience. I am your dungeon master for the night, Brandon Allen McClanahan, and I am so stoked to be back. We are bringing back one of the fan favorites of WeeDnD, one of our initial players from the prologue. We'll get that to in like half a second. I did just want to say, yeah, I'm gonna keep building up the anticipation. So good to see you guys. Just real quick, want to shout out the peeps. I see Hunting the Boojum here. So good to see you. No Fun TJ, Evolving Shadows, Arch Nemesis, baby. The buds are here and they're showing up. Shadows, always good to see you, bud. We had a really fun stream last week. We did an Oops All Bam edition where I got to hang out in the studio a bit and kind of show you guys the back end of some things. We worked on some creative projects. Full disclosure, kind of that's what we're doing, building up to this. What's that? Good to see you, Grim. We are kind of building up to the chapter 3, which is going to be a very epic chapter of the Ganjaria Saga, if I do say so myself, which I did just say, so I am saying it myself. But yeah, we're kind of showing you guys a little bit of the behind the scenes. It also allows us to kind of work on some of the things we need to be building. Boojum, dropping that sub. Thanks so much. Munge, I saw dropped a sub earlier as well. Thank you guys seriously so freaking much. We have just been working away here. You might notice in the top there, we've got our new Patreon patron ticker that shows all of our patrons, and huge shout out to Munge for helping us build that. He and I worked on that last night.
Nice.
And we'll still continue to modify it as we go, but I did want, that's something I think is important. We've said to the patrons, you'll be on our layouts, and now you are. Wow. So we are getting everything rolling along, and we are going to be welcoming back a 5th player to the table. As we started the Ferocious 5, we will be getting to the 5 again. And I don't want to make him wait anymore, so if you'll please allow me to pass this magical joint. Through the fibers of the air in this room to my dear, my beloved, the incomparable Abby Dandy.
Boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And boy, does it feel good.
Yeah. Here, have this joint. Welcome back.
Thanks. It's good to be back.
Oh, yeah.
Abby, what have you been up to, girl?
Oh, a bunch of this, a bunch of that. Been focusing on burlesque mostly.
I had the pleasure of seeing you do a burlesque number just a week or two ago, and you absolutely crushed it. It was phenomenal.
Shrek themed.
Shrek themed?
Nonetheless.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep, that's why I was painted all green. That's why.
No other thing. No other reason.
I knew it was Shrek themed. That's why I painted myself green.
Speaking of green, I'm doing a Grinch burlesque act.
There it
This
is.
one.
Yes. Are you doing? Is that as part of the? Is that Thursday, or is that a different one?
No. I'm gonna go see the. Oh my gosh, what's the name of the show?
Stephanie, you're in it.
No Cover. It's called No Cover.
No
At
cover.
the Red Dwarf. It's an amazing burlesque show. Randomized numbers.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah. And so, real briefly, we just because again it was Shrek themed, and there was a song list. My joke the entire night. Okay, I showed up and I was like, accidentally in love. I don't know why that's the song that pinged in my mind when I was like, Shrek soundtrack, accidentally in love. People are like rolling dice for what number they're gonna do. It keeps going, nobody's hitting it. And I look at Abby, I was like, the world will be complete if you end up rolling accidentally in love. She rolls. The one she landed on had already been picked, and they're like, well, you choose. And this angel right here, she goes,
Accidentally in love!
and I ran through the bar cheering. People thought I was insane. I was like, counting crows, bro, counting crows.
A little bit.
And so thank you for that, because I'm seriously smiling right now, still thinking about it.
It's a pleasure to make that song sexy.
Yes. I mean, how much work do you have to do with the counting crows?
There is.
They're counting crows. Huge shout outs. Cardman, I see you in the house, buddy. So good to see you. Where is Drew's body? What? Did we kill? Drew's got a body.
We did kill him.
I haven't killed Drew.
I don't see anything.
Nicole's not here, so certainly Drew's not dead.
Yeah, it's just the head. It's like John Cena, just in your torso. Yeah.
You can't see this.
Oh man, yes. But
Turn this around now. You can't see it.
Where did Drew go?
where'd he go? He's so
There's like a
camouflaged.
floating Golden Knights logo.
Just like that happens in Vegas when you walk around. So for those of you that are joining us that have not seen, I know most of the folks that I've seen in chat at the very least are people that are very aware of who Abby is. Abby is one of the original members of WeeDnD. Tina, too blessed to be stressed. The Green Lady.
The smoothest hands in the West.
Straight up an actual god in Ganjaria now. Chapter 1, Jake's paladin was part of the Green Lady. TJ shouting you out saying welcome back. Grim,
Hey.
3 stream streak. Look at that. It's incredible.
Wow.
You guys, it's I can't tell you the joy. So Abby, one of the things when her and I talked about coming back was like the hardest version of this show, I think, for the performers was the way we started. Like, full disclosure, we built Precarious, welcome in. He loves you too, Abby. Good to see
Hi,
you.
nice to see ya.
We built this studio and we were all excited and I was like, my dreams are coming true. And then COVID, like 3 days after we finished completion on the project, it was supposed to take 14, it only took 7. But after that, the world shut down. And so it's like we adjusted, we pivoted, we went to the digital version, which again, I think you all knocked out of the park. But we built this show because you're live entertainers. Because, and I was like, I can feel the thing I'm talking about right now. Like being in the room with you guys, this is why the original cast was chosen. It's just like, these are people that in a room, I would watch you guys read the phone book. Like it's that thing. And so Abby did play at this table in the studio once. We did like a one shot, which was where, Lucian and Pickles lost that year. That was like the missing year in the Kush Kingdoms we talked about.
A couple hours, but then
Yeah.
A whole year. And so she has played, but I was like, girl, I'm just so excited to get you in here to just see, like, even like you can kind of see, like having chat here, seeing the buds. We've got like it is just such a, it's so, I'm like, after
This is
you.
what we talked about the whole time.
Yes.
You know, the whole time. The whole time.
The whole time. So guys,
To be a part of it.
yeah, we are so stoked. We have talked about it the whole time. I can't wait. I'm really excited for you to play with Nicole. Her addition to the party, she came in and knocked it out. And rather than like shift to 4 or anything, I was like, no, give me 5, and then like let's steal Gus and go to 6. And that was, we built the table for 6. So maybe we'll get there at some point. But he was.
Wow.
He's no longer.
I am no
Too
longer.
stunned to speak.
Stoned, maybe.
Hey, too stunned.
Yeah. Drew's muted. I think they both are. Who else is? Are you
No,
muted?
I
You're
was
not
like
muted.
it.
Am I muted?
No, she's good.
I'm good.
All right, Arj.
But see, that's supposed to be like the microphone's supposed to be a fist away
That's
from
true, it's a
your
little
mouth.
farther.
Oh,
But
is it a little
you're lacking fabric that far away.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
It's
can
like-
tape it to my
That's what she's-
collarbones.
We'll put the magnet on the inside of your throat. I'll be like, swallow it, and we'll
I
stick it.
charge extra. I don't know.
Yeah, if we could boost Abby a little bit, that might help too. But yeah,
Should I put it up here?
You know what? How is it? Is she? You guys are there. On my beeper. Oh no, loose mic connection. Hold on.
Oh, so that's exactly what I was asking. We think we do the sound filter while we're live right now?
We could, but they would have to watch us do 10 seconds of silence.
Oh,
Should we be like, all right, I hear static, like someone moving in, hard to tell. We might be, oh, you know what? I might be like bristling on my shirt a little bit.
Sounds better, but definitely sounds like somebody has a loose cable.
Okay, somebody's got,
That's gotta be-
look, we're gonna do this in
Sounds
real,
fuzzy.
we're gonna do this in real time.
IRLT.
I'm gonna turn this off and replug my cable in. Thank you guys. 1 sec. It's not room noise? Oh, okay, cool. It sounds like
Hashtag doing it live. Doing it live.
Welcome in, John. Oh, I don't have it on. Let's see. All right, I'm back. Am I still sounding fuzzy? Check. This is me. I'm Bam. I'm the DM. I'm not muted. I'm good.
Arj says you good.
Okay, maybe I just won't touch it. I'm wearing tighter pants,
It's not that.
so I'm just gonna set it in front
Definitely
of me.
not that.
Everybody talk.
All right, everybody have a
Wiggle
talk.
arms.
I'm talking right now.
That's it. We didn't do it. We didn't do a noodle arms, guys. That's why everything's. That's why the sounds
Go.
weird.
We gotta get that static worked out.
There we go.
Boom. Thank you guys. Music's back in.
There a little bit, but it's not really.
It is still there a little, eh?
Huh.
Do we want? Is it mine? Am I the one that's crackling, or is there just crackling? Because maybe I can have you guys unplug too.
Should I move my microphone?
I'm definitely wearing pants. I always wear pants.
I'm not doing the signal.
When Abby's here. When Abby's here, I make sure to put pants on.
Say that everybody should just unplug.
All right, so here we go. Here's what we're gonna do. Do you want to also run the thing while we do it?
Yes.
Turn off sound. All right, guys. This is real. Welcome to Behind the Scenes with Bam.
Yay!
We're about to. All right, Stereoscape's off.
So what are we doing?
We're all gonna turn our mics off.
Okay.
Just tap the top.
We're gonna hold it down.
Hold it
and then
down.
just-
Okay. Right now?
Oops.
There we go. All right, are we good?
Make sure you're unmuted when you got yourself back.
And then you're back
And
on.
I'm just gonna sit this on the table.
Good. We should be good.
Cool.
Okay, I'm still off.
Do I need to move the placement of my mic, you think?
I think we'll be okay.
Oh, damn.
You do
was
have
gonna
to
help
push a
with
little
that.
more than it feels like when you're in. Ron Ninjaro's here. All right, how's that, guys? We've done. That's how you know the sound test is done. Bam's fuzzy again. All right. I'm gonna. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna swap.
Fixed after you did it, so we just do it when that time.
If what? It was fixed after I did it.
That first time that you did it, so maybe just.
This one has admittedly been pressed. Yeah, I'll just use a different pack. It's fine. Here we go.
It does sound fine.
Hey yo.
Yeah, just switch around.
Here, hold this weed for me.
Abby is good. I agree.
I can hold.
Dude, Abby was just telling me.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hold this weed.
Nice. You hold that. Abby is great. Thank you. Bring me my
You want some more weed?
Bring me my weed.
Bring me weed.
Bring it hither, Drewby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Sean.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Weed&d, the hot, positive, live tabletop role-playing experience. I am not your dungeon master for the night, Brandon Allen McClanahan, and my buds do not call me Bam.
Dang. What do they call ya?
I've got so many nicknames from so many different people.
Drewby.
Yeah, man, just so many nicknames, but I'll take
Drewsler?
them. I'll take them over, the alternative.
Not having a nickname.
Right.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of nicknames that just means people love you. So, I feel loved.
Amen.
A friggin' man. I was gonna swear in the middle of that. That would have been in poor taste.
Censored himself.
All right, check in here. This is Bam coming in on the other mic.
Tickle buns?
Yoshi?
Come on, I told you not to. Wow.
Wow.
I got a wow. All right,
Somebody's
It's still there.
fuzzy.
man.
It's sunny. It's probably somewhere to what it was last time.
Bam sounds good.
What?
Oh,
That little phone?
that
Bam sounds good. Who's
Danny
fuzzy?
does. How about now?
Oh.
If you'll please.
is it
allow
me?
Is Drew the fuzzy one?
I mean, we can all obviously like swap packs with people and see until we find the right combo. If we want to do that. We also have number 6, which I don't think we've punched in.
Hilarious.
All right, get back in place.
Guys, this is the
All
power
right.
of live.
This is I relinquish control.
Excuse me, Bam. Excuse me.
Uh,
Man, I look good. All
yeah,
right.
you do.
I'm not
In
gonna
that
do that.
hot fucking polo.
So here we go. Yeah, this would be, guys.
that
I want
guy.
to say, if you were trolling us right now, this would be the greatest.
Oh
like,
my gosh,
All
yeah.
the audience was smart enough to be like, "Oh, there's some fuzz."
You got bammed.
Mm-hmm. You just got banned.
Oh, zap!
Yeah, you didn't know we have a snake in studio. Surprise
Is it me?
snake. Abby doesn't
Yeah.
know yet, so we just
Oh,
that's a
that's-
spoiler alert.
Well, now I know.
So guys, we're gonna try to get this dialed in. I apologize. We were running a little late today, and the tests that we ran didn't find this. So I'm sorry. I'm only snakes on the stream. I'm tired of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking stream. I don't know why that was the worst impression I've ever done in my life. The fuzz is
You did
gone,
try.
so maybe it is related to Drew's.
Yeah, it's Drew's fuzz.
Let's just change this whole pack and string out. Just replace the whole thing. Yeah. Yeah, because it's like, it might be the line, it might be the receiver, so it's probably easier just to do that. Oh my gosh, aren't you guys in love with this?
All right, just you guys keep going.
Is that
We're
good
gonna keep going. You
content?
can't stop us from keep on going. All right,
Is that
so
good content?
the you know what though? Do you have a lighter on you?
Yeah.
You know, because maybe we run the intro? Maybe, because this will be your first in studio officially. But I don't want to lose Drew for the lighters up either. So we're almost done.
Okay.
Say something.
Yes, please keep the camera on Drew's empty seat. That's the camouflage. He's covered.
Can't see him.
Can I vamp? You need me to vamp? Say, Abby Dandy, how you doing there?
Yeah, what do you say? What do you know?
Hey, what did they say about the chair with only 3 legs?
Whoa, what do they say?
That's an ineffective sitting device on account of only having 3 legs.
Zoinkas!
Wow. Well, I don't know, talking to you guys on this weird moving picture box here, let me tell you, my family's been pretty sad because of the Great Depression.
Wah, wah. Waka waka, am I right?
We're hungry. We're actually hungry. If anybody can help.
Please.
Someone get some Xanax.
It's just, that's a Great Depression you got there. Top notch.
It's a great one, beautiful.
Of all the
Yeah.
depressions, maybe the greatest.
I'd get that insured.
Why didn't they call it the Greatest Depression? How foreboding is that? They're like, we don't know.
It's yet to come.
Exactly.
Yet to come.
We're gonna leave room at the top to settle
Yeah.
into.
We're so close.
It's good to have
You
goals,
guys,
know.
you should see how well they're doing back there. Like this is, you guys are
killing
insane.
it. They
This is all
are
happening
killing
in
it.
real time. And you got our little 1950s
Check,
bit.
check, check.
Hey, here's what I'm gonna do. We have us, we've got some show.
got me?
And wait,
What?
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 Huh?
Here.
Is it? How,
better.
is it?
Yeah?
It's better.
Hey.
It's better. Oh, he's
Wow.
back.
No fuzz.
He deactivated
No
his
fuzz.
camouflage. And then I'll make a note about checking that particular receiver.
I've activated my Bamouflage.
Durr.
What up?
You just gained a level. Like I'm gonna
Fwee, fwee,
just
fwee,
start a higher level for that.
Wait.
Rondon, so good to see you, bud. Thanks for joining. Look at the beautiful people that are here tonight. I see
Yay.
So
smiles,
beautiful.
I see a note from TJ,
Gorgeous.
Arj, John.
So lovely.
You guys, thank you so much for being here.
Y'all so lovely. Just give a hand to yourself.
Just love on yourself.
yeah.
Wonderful.
So I do have some little pre-show announcements that I'll do, and then we'll do our lighters up. I could have done this during that whole thing.
Could have.
Yeah,
If I was
Should have.
good at this,
Would have.
I would have.
Didn't.
But then
And you
Drew
would have
would've
loved
been
it.
Here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, I would have.
So the WeeD&D Patreon is the best way to support everything that we're doing here in the Arthard Studios. We receive the highest percentage of what you donate, and we can put that directly into building this thing bigger and better every single week. So if you want to help us storm this next horizon, head on over to patreon.com/WeeDnD. Do it! Or !Patreon if you're here with us on Twitch. I did want to, as you can see, like I mentioned earlier, we do have the rolling ticker of all our patrons now. Thank you so much to all you beautiful souls. Many of you are in chat tonight. We appreciate it in ways we cannot fully explain. It allows us to plan for what steps we can take. And there are going to be some very cool steps coming up, and I can't wait to get to them. I did want to shout out our raiders. One of the best things that people do is bring their audience our way. We are always sure to keep the raid going and keep the good vibes rolling along. Last week we had our friends, our incredible DM Dave and them over at Dork Tales. Definitely, if you are not following them right now, do it this second. As well as Sparkles_Mandy, who has some great YouTube content as well. Her video dropped today in conjunction with ours, so that was fun. And Careful Cantrip, that's actually where DM Dave is from. Dork Tales is not Kevin. Oh my gosh.
DM Dave.
No, Dave is Careful Cantrip. I feel so bad. It's not Kyle. Oh my gosh, I feel so
Kelly.
bad. Kelly, thank you.
I was like, hold on. You said Kyle. I was like, that's not right either.
To be fair,
Kelly.
we smoked. Thank you. I'm so sorry. I feel terrible. As they bring Kelly, I never forgot your name. I'm so sorry. We did have some sound issues, and I choked down an entire joint. I think.
Yeah.
We collectively.
So,
but
now that you're here, thank you. We just got the shout out from them. So
Sorry.
yes, Kelly is the man. And gosh, a phenomenally gifted DM. Sparkles, like there's so many amazing creators in the space. Anybody that helps us out, let's help them out too, guys. Like it is a hard go out there, and every little bit helps. And there's tons of
Who
free
the
ways
fuck
that
is
you can
Rib
help people.
Schneider?
Oops. Okay. Sorry, I'm dealing with this. Anyway, so thank you guys so much for bringing your parties our way. We love you guys legitimately. We also have some merchandise. Oh my goodness. I always use this opportunity to shout out this incredible WeeD&D, the Nugrats, and little babies on there, even baby. That's little you. Abby Dandy on this cup. You might remember the $5.99 sequence from last week, or maybe you don't. Maybe you should go watch it. Oops.
Oh.
But we do
Dang.
have merchandise. Check out the Arthard Studios merch store by typing !merch if you're with us on Twitch, or go to arthardstudios.square.site. That's square, because I guess it's important for the link. But we've always said squares in this
Squares.
show.
I like squares.
I got best friends. I got a good grade in my test.
Crap load
Yeah.
of squares.
Square.
And thanks as always to Sirenscape for the amazing atmosphere. Make sure you check them out at Sirenscape.com because epic games need epic sound. Yes, Sirenscape's fantastic. The music that you will hear primarily from us is made by one incredible human being. His name is Sandy Stein, and he has created over, I think, 50 tracks for WeeDnD at this point. All the incredible original music.
Insane.
He's just a monster and a rock star. So huge shout out to him as well. So guys, Abby, you get to have your first one
He
here.
still
with
has
us.
all his
It's so exciting.
Let's we do have us a little ritual we like to do around here. Maybe you heard about it, maybe you haven't. But we like to take a lighter like this.
You're looking at your
one
windows?
I got in my hand. Make sure we're not gonna light any of our friends, family, or Abby fucking Dandy on fire and go. Lighters up. What if I fucking lit you on fire?
Please
Oh
don't.
my God, it'd be the worst.
I've got a lot of hairspray.
Let's build some characters for fucking D&D. Ooh, cream of the crop. Rises to the top.
WeeDnD, high fantasy, literally for you and me. So load up bowl and make a roll to take control. WeeDnD.
God bless you.
Ooh. I still do it. I still do it 50 something episodes later. Actually, maybe Grim might know. He just rewatched everything. I don't know exactly when I started doing the ooh thing, but it
Yeah.
feels like it's been a long time.
I feel
an
like it's
OG.
been within the first 5 episodes, I
Yeah.
think.
That is
Honestly, I think
natural.
it's that early.
It's as old as Bort.
I feel like
I feel like it is.
Oh my
Holy
gosh.
crap.
Bort.
Look at
Or
that.
at
We got
least-
Jake Taylor in the crowd. Look out.
Jake.
His handsome face. I feel him inside.
Oh man.
Oh, goodness.
All the way inside.
Oh, yo, look out, look out. Guys, so we are, like as I've stated, we are preparing for Chapter 3, which may be, and I know I say this a lot, the most epic chapter of WeeDnD yet. Abby, you're coming in from not, this is kind of a nice point for the audience as well as my players to familiarize themselves a little bit with where we're at in this world.
Yeah.
So, 525 years ago, the Feywild catastrophe occurred after the Ferocious Five, at the end of our prologue, ended up giving the tier of the primordials to Queen Mab. She used it to render from the world a landmass and created her own world, that of Ganjaria, where magic finds its root in the plant of the Feywild, GANJA. We started our first chapter in exploration in Sativon, where Amaryllis von Shucks and Digby Mole Eggington III joined with Dickens Tangleface, Pickles Ennui, and Gary Greenheart as you guys sought the Ruby Dragon. It was the thrust of your campaign.
Yeah.
Through that course, you discovered this thing called the God Seed, with the power to bring a god back to life, or resurrect a god of your own. Amaryllis, to protect it, you sent that toward the center of the continent, near where Queen Mab resides, to the Tree of Mana. So currently, after the events of the Sativon chapter, those of you that left, Amaryllis, you went with some wood elves toward the center. The wood elves planning to bring Coralon the Rathian back, the god of the elves. Amaryllis had a bit of a maternal protection of this god seed, had connected to the life force within it. And so that's the
spent some
last
time in it.
that we, or even the buds or the narrative, know of Amaryllis von Shucks disappearing through that teleporter in the wizard's tower and going with the wood elves toward the center of the continent. In the chapter 2, the Kush Kingdoms, we followed a ragtag group of travelers and Pickles Ennui who returned.
Yes.
Continued the narrative
Classic
forward.
Pickles.
The helping
Classic.
committee continued on. They basically, these 3 factions vying over power began a civil war. There was lots of subterfuge and intrigue, a shifting, changeling society underground that Nicole was secretly a member of all along. As it unfurled, the 3 kingdoms, that of the stag, the octopus, and the raven, were all fused under a new banner. Yet again, Jake's character left as the ruler.
As the
new
ruler
king.
or protector.
So now he rules Sativon
Right.
and
Wow.
Kush Kingdoms.
Wow.
So how is Rex Milo gonna take over the Indicus Empire?
He's gonna wreck it.
Has reset a new power dynamic in the Kush Kingdoms, uniting all of the kingdoms under one banner, the banner of the owl. And so as we follow kind of the tree of Ganjaria, Sativon to the far southeast, going northward to the Kush Kingdoms there, that branch that stands up. The one pointing directly upward is the Indicus Empire. the empire of snow and iron. Their black iron that they mine from these insanely deep mines within the kingdom allows them to fight with the beings of the Feywild unhindered. And so Thoricus Onyxheart himself, from the prologue, after the Feyfall catastrophe, landed in this world and led about a strength revolution that is almost entirely to blame for why the races of men survived, as Queen Mab originally sought to exterminate.
You're welcome.
Once the Blight appeared, this creeping shadow from the Southlands, Queen Mab realized she would need help and turned to the people she was just massacring and said, I will give you magic back if you will aid me in this fight against the Blight. Now, Thoricus created the greatest army, the army that even to this day fights the spreading of the Blight in the Southlands. And Thoricus Onyxheart himself erected the black iron gates that protect Sativan, as well as the Indicus Empire, if you can see on our map, large black iron gates as well.
Right there on the map. You can see it.
In the 500 years that have passed since, Thoricus has had to deal with this crisis, this wanting to instill the virtues of men, knowing Queen Mab was her original intent was the persecution of all the races of men, to eradicate you from the world, and only because she needs you were you granted back the power of magic. Thoricus himself, nearly 100 years ago, stopped going out into the world. He was notorious for flying in on great magical beasts and showing up to points where battles took place and having these, obviously a level 20 character, like these epic carving out, saving, slayings of dragons and protecting towns. About 100 years ago, he went much more quiet, became a bit reclusive.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
And he's passed on a lineage of sons. One of those had a son of his own.
Sure
and that
did.
will be, what's your character?
Tenaricus Joshua Onyxheart, or TJO, whatever you want to call me. Tiny J.
TJ, little TJ?
Little TJ?
Little TJ.
Station's
tiny.
house. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
So there has been this strange shift where it's clear that the Lucille, the great axe of leadership of the Indicus Empire, is about to be passed down. And rumors among all the bloodline are who is going to take over. It's obviously Jake's character, though. So I don't even know why they're wasting that.
Right.
So
I created a character in the bloodline, and I still am like, I don't know. I don't like my chances.
I don't know, bro. Yeah.
I even said favorite grandson, but I think Jake has a pretty good chance of ruling this motherfucker when it's all said and done.
You walk up and Thoricus is just playing catch with Rex.
Right.
You throw so good. So, Rex, you...
What?
So anyway, where we're finding ourselves, Abby, and the reason that this comes to where your character is, this is the realm of, almost think Conan in the sense of like brutality and strength versus harsh monsters. This is a level 10 campaign. You guys remember when you hit that level 10 mark in the prologue, things start getting beefy. And I don't like stuns, so I go for killing attacks instead.
Yeah, fuck stuns. Just kill them.
This is the gloves off season. This is, I am specifically challenging you guys as players in the combat element of D&D. So, whereas, what's up, Vancouver? Welcome in.
Cool.
Make sure you follow Vancouver because it's fantastic.
Vampires.
Fantastic. But in this realm, death lingers. Hasting into an action could prove fatal. This is a world where monsters dominate and feats of strength are rewarded. And so it's important to realize that the social nuance of this game, which I think we leaned into heavily in Kush Kingdoms, where almost our last boss fight was more a narrative battle. This is almost the adverse. This is a monster hunter, dungeon delvey, combat oriented.
Like Buraka.
Like Boo.
yeah.
Remember when we were there and we fought the Medusa in the pit? Or the
That's classic.
Medusa.
Yeah, the Medusa.
Medusa.
That was right around when the board came too.
Yeah.
Love board. But yes, so as opposed to kind of our narratives in the past. Now you, because this is a fun stream and we're doing it and I get the opportunity to do this now, you will know a little bit more about what has transpired in the realm of Amaryllis. So Amaryllis did indeed go to the mana tree with these wood elves. And what you started realizing was that now that they knew where the seed was, too powerful to approach, but starting to plan their maneuvers, the wood elves are far more interested in bringing their god, Coralon Lorathian, back then aiding you in your pursuits. You started noticing shifting eyes looking at you and daggers in the dark that shined all too close. You started reaching out to the fey creatures nearby. Now, Amaryllis, a tiefling, existing in that space, and Sativan particularly, where the veil is the weakest, you're not unfamiliar with many of the fey creatures. And you found yourself building up a small army of friendly fey. They have helped you cast a veil over the god seed to protect it from Queen Mab's eyes, even though she lingers at the top of the tree where her throne sets. And so through this, you've also thwarted the elves, the wood elves, from finding it. So that's kind of, in this year and a month that's occurred, well, that's about where we're at in the Amaryllis narrative. I only say that again because it's like you always have the opportunity to bridge these stories. Now, you've talked about Tina as well, Tina, the goddess of Sativan, the Green Lady. But I wanted to lay out that there are a few things. Now, you should also know, near the end of the Kush Kingdoms chapter, they accidentally told a devil about the god seed, and he's on his way.
What? It wasn't an accident.
And his dad, well, you just thought he was a really cool guy.
Right.
He thought he was a really
It was
cool
an
guy.
accident that we didn't know about his background first. That was the
Well,
accident.
how cool? Like what? Like how?
He's a smooth talker.
He loves him.
I really do.
He loves him.
I don't know what it was.
Something about
like the second I saw him, I wanted to kill him, and then out of nowhere, I just
Like by magic almost.
man, I was kind of like
Yikes.
smitten.
And did
I've
he
never
give
felt
you
that way about
anything
it.
for the information, or just you gave it to him for free?
Friendship.
God, it didn't.
Friendship,
I felt like he earned it. I don't know
You
why.
didn't even have to ask. Okay, I just want to. I'm not
So
breaking this incredible bit just to say, improving with Drew when he was charmed by this devil was some of the most fun I've had in this game, because just I love you for the commitment to the bit, bro. I don't see why you guys are so mad. But yeah, so that just a nice development.
He's so
You know,
charming.
That's hilarious.
There's some threats headed the direction of Amaryllis.
Yeah.
She could also be aware of them. You've got some creatures in the trees. This devil entered the sea of trees, and now like some of your creatures have talked of a man with some powerful magic of his own. So that, and for those of you watching now, that's a sneak peek to the secret story of what's going on with Amaryllis, which we will definitely be playing out through the course of this.
Aw, shucks.
So, in the Indicus Empire, which is where we are, there's this big area of snow called the Proving Grounds. Harsh, blistering winds of ice, great creatures and monsters, dungeons that have been washed over with snow and long forgotten. It is a place where the strongest attempt to prove themselves worthy of entering the Black Iron Gates. This year, there claims to be some specifically interesting thing drawing people to it. This one will not be different. With the rumors of Thoricus perhaps passing his lineage on, many think it may be linked to that.
He's Thoricus now.
That's over me now. Many of these armies, many people are approaching. There will be many people attempting to get at what you are all trying to get. And so this will become a bit of you braving the harsh dangers of this barren, frozen plain, while also keeping what you've gotten and stopping others from getting in the way, perhaps ending them yourself. You know, the morality of these lands is very much the one that survives tells the tale. And so, strength, power, but because it is the lands of Thoricus, honor does play a point. Winning is the most important. It's the most important.
It's the most important.
There was a couple times when Thoricus decided to go with diplomacy, and it worked.
Yes.
It was rare,
But it did. And
but it did happen.
got yourself a lady.
Lady. I mean,
Obviously,
God.
look at old grandson over here, Thoricus. Did.
Well, I mean, yeah,
So that's
something happened.
the world. 525 years after the Feywild disaster, nearly 100 years later, the story of Ebrix and the birth of the Blight with the Infernix, the Black Phoenix, the opposite of the Phoenix of Life, Phoenix of Death birthed. 400 years later, chapter 1, a year later, chapter 2, and now, roughly 3 months later, is how long the travel between those two places has taken. And we'll find out why when the session begins.
Oh,
So that's where we are in the timeline.
wow.
So at this point, what's nice, Abby, is the party has been made. A lot of the time, there's this like urge to fill whatever void is in the party. There's, we
find
don't
the
have,
balance.
Yeah, we don't have a frontliner. We don't have a rogue. Sometimes it's fun to not do that. Also,
We did it in the last one, kind of. We
Yeah,
didn't really
yes.
have
Yes.
the most balance, but it worked out, I think.
Fun challenge.
And let me tell you, D&D, it works out. Like you could play 4 bards, and it's the game that becomes. Yeah. So I try to never pressure my players. I think Drew, just both of us, we like old school players. Like that's almost our first thing. Is like, okay, what's everybody made? Okay, that's the one I'll probably do.
Right.
What's nice though, we have a cleric of war, Rex Milo. This who serves. What is the? It's
The
from
fucking
season 1.
kobold David?
From the prologue.
Turtlemock.
Oh.
Remember the kobold that became the priest?
Yeah.
So he's like David. He's a descendant of that line. Oh, I love how it all ties
That's great.
So we have Rex Milo, who is this cleric of war. You have, what is it? Tenaricus?
Tenaricus. So it's Thoricus and Tenara. We're the grandparents. So yes, I'm Tenaricus or Tiny or TJ or Joshua.
Let's just new nickname every week.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, let's go with the nickname thing.
Hey, Pacha.
Yeah.
So Jake coming in with Curdle Mock right there. Look at that. Look at that timing. Jake, look, Abby's here.
Hi, Jake.
Yeah.
Crazy?
Hi.
Isn't that crazy? So that's kind of, with this party right now, you've got a cleric of war, so there's kind of like the healing divine magic. You have, Brenna is playing a plasmoid, which is basically like a walking flubber creature from space, whose name is Gilda Radner. One word. And she's playing a bard. She's a historian of the world, and we have a little game where she can make up history, and I have to justify it within the world. So, and I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yes.
can't wait to
Nicole
see
will
what
be
she throws at
continuing
you.
her character Shaymira from the Kush Kingdoms. And so she's a rogue type. So you've got like the party as far as balance is there. Jake, with cleric, paladin, rogue, and I'm forgetting, and then I always think of a third thing, bard. So it's like the kind of concept of balance in the party. It is a very strong party, which means you can kind of choose whatever you want.
Ooh.
Now, you're a newer player. We've been pretty hands-on with making your, and it's been like a year at least since you've probably played some solid D&D. So what's nice is, we kind of use these as an opportunity to broach like, hey, if you're bringing in a player that doesn't know, this is how I would do it. I like to show you the world, kind of get the vibe.
I can show you the world.
Oh.
I'm not gonna copyrights.
We won't
dude.
stop.
Come on.
We won't stop. Love Gilda Radner. Yeah, you do. Of course you do. So what's up? What's up, Antonio? Good to see you, bud.
Antonio's in the house.
So yes, Bard. Yeah, it's actually.
Tax clan.
But yeah, so in this space, again, just kind of like the basic classes of D&D you have. You have the Barbarian, which is often played. Their powers source through rage. Yeah. So it's like that's one of the main mechanics to most of even the subclasses of it. It's this, rather than the fighter, which is trained in weapons and armor. This is just like a strong force of combat. You have bards, you have druids, which are like clerics of nature. Tina is actually like nature goddess. So there's a through line to there. They have different subgroups. One of stars, which has pretty powerful magic. One of wildfire. There's one of the moon. They're like subclass where they like change into animals and like have a much stronger base to choose from. All of them can do it. Like all of them can turn into animals. But the circle of the moon gets like stronger animals to turn into.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You've played a sorceress. There's the wizard counterpart to that, which is a little more, where sorceress has a shorter spell list and can cast many spells. The wizard has access to many spells and can't cast as much, but they're intelligence-based. Fighters, monks, Pickles is a monk, as you've seen. The subclasses of monk are a ton of fun. Paladin, obviously. Clerics, super diverse. Tina Smoothhands was initially a cleric, a trickster cleric, and then she became a cleric of life in one of the dopest moments of D&D that I've ever played. Check out
I'm sorry.
It's worth it.
Did you say you just deny your god?
Yeah,
I just want to make sure
denying
that
my
was.
God. Yeah.
Was that recorded? I just want to make sure I can play that back.
That is, we got
so I can fucking see my jaw drop.
bro. Just like,
What?
wait.
That's classic.
Oh my gosh. And then, yeah. All right. And then the Green Lady. Now you're the Green Lady.
Right.
Anyway, I love D&D. Play D&D with your friends. This kind of legacy character stuff is like,
so
as a
fun.
player, it's what stokes my fire.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what I want to tap into a little bit. I've been missing the Green Lady a little bit.
Green Lady. I mean, we've like that.
So have we.
And there's a new Green Lady. Like that's a relationship we haven't gotten to experience.
No, I like the idea, I think, of playing a descendant or a follower I like the idea of playing a druid. That sounds fun.
Druids are dope. Druids are super
Druids are
cool.
tight, though.
Druids are tight.
Druids are tight,
They
though.
do share like divine magic, so you'll see a lot of similarities between some of the spells that you had access to, but the whole flavor of the class is far more nature bent. Now, in this world, there's like kind of a fun, it's like nature can mean many things in Ganjaria. You could be a druid of the Feywild, and there's, it's like most of Ganjaria is the Sea of Trees.
Yeah.
You can also be a druid of the nature unspoiled by the Feywild. There's places where that connection to nature can be shifted.
Depends on where you're from, and that's what nature is.
We also haven't heard from Sativon in a while.
Oh.
And so if you wanted to play like an emissary line from catching us up with what's going on in Sativon, it's been a year. We've heard that the blight grows. That's an avenue. I'm just trying to like give you some possible story
Spores
threads.
druid is fun.
Spores druid is really cool. It's
like mushrooms?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm wearing mushroom earrings.
All right.
Look at you.
Yeah, and they also play like
I have
just
my
for
mushroom
somebody to
head
play a
around here
druid.
somewhere.
It's true. Druid is like you would think like in a weed show, like everybody would be a druid. Like it'd be all
would
druids.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
But yes, and I think we have a little realm to
Well,
play
Steph
with.
played a druid.
She did.
A
She played
dope
Dryad.
druid.
Yeah.
A couple.
In that in between sesh.
Weren't you also like a Warforged?
Yeah, so Spores Druids tend to be a little more
Druid.
melee based. So you'd be like
okay.
in the thick of it. Again,
Yeah.
like an Ice and Fire where you're battling a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
That might be a strong play. And so, I mean, we can go through, like, I'm set up to, like, go over there and start going through your character gen.
yeah.
I'm just trying to, I love the idea of a druid. I think a druid fits right in. I think the fun of the wild shape it really makes a different dynamic for places like this, where
and
scouting
and the connection to the Green Lady.
Well, and
it's
nature. I just think it makes sense.
Nature.
It's like, I'll tell you, I've played like down the line descendants of characters that I've played before. It's just like, that's kind of, it's like, isn't this why you
selfishly,
play?
I miss
Fun.
her.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I'll just have scenes where you talk to you. You're like, you look great, thanks. Oh my gosh, you're the best. Well, hello, Green Lady. Oh, I love that. So sweet, I like this. Druid, and we can, again, we don't need to marry to anything yet. We can go through, and if one reaches out more. Spores is dope. Stars is exceptionally good in my experience. I really like the Druid of Stars. Until some of these newer ones came out, almost everybody that I knew would just do the wild shape, the Druid of the Moon, so you could get cooler wild shapes.
Okay.
But like there are a lot better ones now too. Stars is OP. Like it's a little broken, but it's like, I mean, stars are dope, and as long as you describe cool stuff, you can
And
be
you
a
can
little
have a
broken.
pet.
Yeah, that's true.
Why don't you
love
lead with that?
pets.
Lead with that
Druid
next
monk
time.
combo, some multi-classing.
Ah, bam, you fucked up.
That's true.
You should have led with that. It would have been done already.
It's true. We actually haven't, it's like there is a little Brian floating around. There's a new, he was created near the end of chapter 2 that's rolling with the Boxo caravan heading north. So, but we haven't had like a Brian party animal. Just remember, I'll probably try to kill him. Especially in this setting. The more you side, the more I would feed.
I had roly-poly in chapter 1.
That's true, we had Polly.
And then in chapter 2 was what?
Zombies for the skeletons
Yeah,
and
we
zombies.
had like all the different zombies.
Nacho
so I mean,
cheese.
we kind of had familiars more so than like
Okay, yeah.
companions.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is, again, and you have played higher level characters before.
Yeah.
It is like stepping into a new character at level 10. There's a lot of powers and abilities.
Yeah.
So what I've done, like even for today, like the pressure of the specific answers to some of the decisions you might have to make, spells and stuff, I will be one-on-oneing with everybody to kind of help bridge those gaps in knowledge.
Yeah.
We just are going to build the outline, and then we're going to take all those outlines into our session 0, which will be on the 12th, as we have it
The
set right
12.
now.
So
We'll
on
do
12/12, that'll be hard to remember.
23.
12/12. That'll be hard to remember.
And for just $5.99. you can know.
Oh, did we just fucking secret cam me?
So we're gonna bring in all the characters into and start and kind of like add the skin and the meat and the potatoes to connect all these storylines together. Also showing the buds how we do this.
Oh man,
Cool, awesome.
I'll bring my yarn.
So I love the idea of a druid. I think that they're a lot of fun, and there's a lot of different colors that we can go with as far as painting them out. As far as like building the character itself, I am set up to like jump over there and do that. But is there anything else? Like, so we've got some suggestions from buds in chat. Like a druid monk combo is pretty strong. Even if you just like level dip 1 level in monk, it'll make it where like your wisdom gives you extra AC. And so it's like there are these like power twists. There is like That's, sometimes it can be putting a hat on a hat, but it's like if you understand what you're giving up for what you gain, which we're all here to help in that capacity. If you wanted to do like a multi-class, you can.
I've never played like that before.
Is there like a druid barbarian, like a feral druid?
Yeah, I mean, the totem of like the bear, I think would pair decently with druid.
I just want to see you be savage as fuck.
Yeah,
I think that'd be so fun.
I was just like the muscle.
Because you're always so like
I love having a
proper and
high
put
wisdom
together and stuff.
character,
I would love to see you lose your shit.
Moon druid barbarian. I think correct me if I'm wrong, Arch. I'm pretty sure like barbarians can rage and then animal shape. If I'm not, isn't that the what's broken combo about it? Yes, you turn into a bear and then you rage,
that's
or you
pretty
rage
cool.
then you turn into a bear, whichever order. That's
Yeah,
in.
let's fucking rage.
But again, like the only reason we offer all these is like that's what's great about D&D. We've tried some things. A lot of these players are very experienced as well. But it's like there are different ways you can flavor and color. So it's like in that natural space, if you want to be kind of like a raving, rage-filled beast, that's cool. If you want to be kind of like connected to the stars of the world. Now, if you think about it, like because Ganjaria broke the veils of the realms, like the stars is like a part of the story we haven't really talked about much, like what that is, like what that space is, the astral sea and all that. So very strong rabies druid. Let's go.
You could be Ursula Major.
And so it is again. That's just so you can paint this the druid toolbro, especially the druid class, multi-classes in a mini arena as well. So if any of these call out to you or feel right. Wildfire's kind of linked directly to fire. It's you get like fireball and a lot of like powerful fire magic. And I'll go over some of these with you too. So
cool.
Again, just kind of this is leaning on some of the brilliant minds of the buds. Grim Wilder was the one who reached out. He was like, hey, tell Amaryllis there's like, if you do the customized origins, she could have wings that actually like work. Because remember, we just did it as like a thing. So we'll talk about that.
Yay!
Especially with the contact with the God Seed and that much. It's like, those things could actually sprout out and like now. I don't know.
Maybe you turn into a star bear. I'm just cross-classing too much now.
I mean, I'm just saying because Digby was head over heels in love with her, so bringing her back.
That's true.
That's
true.
I mean, the stuff with the wood elves is so juicy.
It is stuff there. That's going to be. I mean, I don't know if it's a one shot, but there's definitely some narrative time we'll spend over there. All right.
That juice is worth the squeeze.
Monk Druid's basically Kung Fu Panda, which is.
That's pretty cool.
It's like just do your best Jack Black voice, or Ian McShane. His voice is incredible.
Oh God, yeah.
Do your best Ian McShane. It's so messed up.
You can do Sean Connery.
Okay, well you have to now.
Yeah, please.
How's it going, Abigail? He's talking to me, I guess.
Oh my God.
That's just you're always like. That just shows you've been practicing.
That's just me in the mirror every day.
Good to see you again.
Oh.
I don't know. I turned Bane there. Oh.
Time for me to shave my armpits.
Okay.
This is my Russian.
Can we do a one shot where you're all just him? All 5 characters. We'll have like 007 version.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We'll do Lord of the
That'll be
Rings
fun.
version, even though it didn't happen.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen version.
League of Extraordinary
that's
Gentlemen,
good.
yes, obviously.
The Rock. Can we do the Rock?
And I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you for the wild there. So here's what we're gonna do. At this point, where are we at? We're at 8:48. What's that? Where are we at?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm high as shit, y'all.
We're gonna start making this character.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna hop over into the pilot sheet. We'll also be doing it on here as well, and then we have a sheet where you can fill it all out later as well. But on the screen, I'll actually have the D&D be on it. We'll just be going through it. We'll look at the stuff. We be high. We be high
over here.
I love it.
We do be highin'.
Sean Connery was molded by it.
It does sound like Bane though. Tom's right.
Robert Cube.
Yeah, like Bane. Bane did just a shitty Sean Connery impression.
Is that what it
I'm like,
is?
I'm Sean Connery. No, bro, you're not.
quite.
You are not.
Well, this is the voice I'm going with. So,
And I'm Sean Connery too. It's a common name. There's many people.
Shane
I'm Shane
Connery.
Connery.
Nice.
All right, the Irish one. They fight.
Shane Conroy.
I didn't know you was back in town. All right. So here, through the power of magic,
Cut the cat dragged in.
I'm gonna go
Fucking
with this.
Shane Conroy.
Bring my water.
Stay
Right now,
hydrated.
Brandon is actually walking himself through the studio. He's about to blow your mind with the powers of production. the foresight, the
Wow.
planning that was involved.
I thought you were going to blow
Setting
my
it up.
mind with mind bullets.
With mind bullets. That's telekinesis, Kyle. All right, here we go. Look at what you got. You see where I'm at? Like it's like, oh my gosh, look, there I am. Ready?
Wow.
Boom, here I am. I've been here the whole time.
Oh
The whole
my
time?
goodness.
I've been
He's so
piloting a
clever.
secret BAM from back here with the controls. It is a little lower tech. Sorry that my lighting's a little shifty. But yeah, so this is what we're about to do. I'm about to move.
You look
All right.
so Dave Grohl right now.
You look Dave
Right.
Grohl right now. Get out of here.
You stop.
Stop it.
Come on.
Secret BAM cam. I was here all along. Okay, so this is gonna get hidden anyway. So I'll point out some chat to you guys when we need it.
Okay.
And then
okay.
this guy's going up here. So Abby, here's what we're gonna
I mean, I
do.
guess I could sign into chat. I'm not going to be doing much other
Yeah, I
than
know. Here we go.
hilarious commentary.
Paying attention and hanging
Cancel. I
on
gotta
my
add
every
class.
word.
I
What
mean,
the heck?
you know
For
what?
now.
Yeah.
I'm ready for
gonna
you to
do
make
this.
another
I'm just gonna pull
character
barbarian.
that I'm ready to fall in love with.
There we go.
Boom. Chum, chum, chum.
It happens. It's just going to be so weird for me to actually look across the table from you. Or we might be next to each other. I have no
Who
idea.
knows?
But instead of doing this,
Yeah, the weird digital.
did you check your box?
Yeah. Check box, bro.
Hi, guys.
Hi. Aww.
All right.
It was so nice being in the middle.
let me bring
because
up.
I got a
sorry,
nice
I gotta do
workout
this for the buds. Where you at? Where you at?
Got all sides.
Where is it? It should be here. Oh, that's right. Boom. Wait for it. See, look at how good I am at this, guys. Boom.
Oh my God, look how
Nice.
good you are.
Wow.
Oh my
you're
gosh.
good.
I can't even believe
You're
it.
doing
All right,
so
so here
great.
we go. So we've added we're just doing 10 levels druid now. We can change that if we want along the way. If you want to go multi-class, you have that option.
Yeah.
And again, that's something that when we one-on-one, if you're like, hey, maybe what would be the pros and cons of some of these, we can like really break them down.
Okay.
But for right now, we're just going with we're just setting as druid. We're just going to kind of go through the boxes as we go. And if you have any questions along the way,
That's what
again,
she
like I
said.
said, it's been a little while. But we'll roll your hit points once we kind of settle on your levels. I think we have to do stats, right? Because some of this applies to it.
Oh yeah. How many D6s do you need?
I gave her a collection of 4d6 over there.
Oh, you already have them. Nice.
So let me get a little piece of paper here. Boom. So what you're going to do, Abby, is you're going to roll those. It'll be 6 times. And you'll tell me the 4 numbers that you rolled.
I roll all 4 times.
Did you?
No, I'm asking you.
Yes, you roll all 4.
Okay.
I thought you said I rolled all 4 6s. And I was like, she comes in and breaks the 20. No. So I'll drop.
Boom shakalaka.
I'll drop the lowest.
She's on fire. Do you need a dice tower or you just?
Oh, I just wanted raw dog the first one.
Oh yeah, raw dog. Are you
Yeah.
sure you want to raw dog the first one?
Get that ass.
I already did.
Because from over here, it doesn't.
It doesn't. It's not. But I'm gonna commit to what I rolled.
I appreciate your commitment.
Yeah. You said I dropped the lowest.
Yeah, drop the lowest and then give me the top 3.
2, 4, and 4.
Yes.
Oh, it's not that bad. My eyes are just dog
It's a
shit,
plus
y'all.
0.
Okay.
You're all
What
right.
did you see?
I saw 2 1s and 2 2s.
2 2s.
Both the 4s look like 1s to
Drew's
me
always seeing 2 2.
from over here.
So I'm always telling him.
Okay.
Stop
that
seeing
was
2
1. Okay, not much better. We've got 5, 2, and 2.
Nice, a 9. That'll be a nice little -1. Don't worry, I typically will re-roll your lowest.
Okay.
Don't worry. Stop
I
worrying.
was worried. Okay, better. 6 and 5.
And
A 3.
Nice. 14. That's going to be a +2.
Perfect.
boom shakalaka.
This is 4 now.
This will be number
right?
4, yeah.
Correct.
Okay, I've got 5, 4, and 2.
Nice. That's an 11. That'll be a +0. I think everybody chilled at like a +4.
Right?
It was-
Now 5.
the stats aren't
Come on,
crazy.
roll hot.
Okay, I've got 4, 2, and 2.
Yes.
Fuck!
There's the 8.
Beans.
There's the -2.
Really?
All right, maybe that 8 gets replaced. What I like is you'll still have a -1, which I always think are fun to play.
Okay, one more. I've got 5, 3, and 2.
Nice.
Motherfucker.
Very
I was kinda
middle,
stinky.
middle stats.
Kind
All
of
right,
stinky.
we bring up. I've got D&D Beyond here.
Wait, do we still have fucking roll 20? Let her roll on that. She rolled hot as shit
Yeah,
on
I did
roll
roll
20.
hot when it was a
And
computer.
Thoricus came through.
So
with,
did
like,
Thoricus.
The greatest
That's
stats ever. I'm just
right.
gonna steal these.
Oh yeah, do your thing, brother.
I wanna-
They're your dice. You can do it.
What's that?
Do you think? And
Do your thing, mama, do your
Yeah.
thing.
Hit him with the bleep bloops.
Oh, no.
Boom. All right, so 6, 3, 4. All right, so your 8's going to turn into a 13.
Boom!
All right.
All right, boom. Sorry, I just love rolling dice too. All right, so you've got your highest
doesn't?
natural stat. Again, you guys, it's fine. It's fine. Your highest stat's 14, and then you have a 13. I'm just gonna write this in order. 13. You have an 11, 2 10s, and a 9. So as we've kind of done previously, the druid itself, most of its class features, similarly to clerics, like when you play Tenna, many of their class features relate to wisdom. That is their spellcasting modifier, the saving throws, as well as some other features. I just want to double check. I think this is just by number in the CR. I'm just making sure I'm like up, like your circle will kind of decide like which type of druid you are would mean maybe you want different stats a little higher. But we have your stats rolled now. Maybe we just kind of start going through leveling up the character, and then when they apply, they can.
Okay.
Proficiencies. You are proficient in light, medium, armor, and shields. You will not wear armor or shields that are made of metal, which I always like, especially going into a place where like their black iron is a big thing.
Ironwood, bitch.
Ironwood
Problem
is
solved.
the great druid answer. It's like, yeah, it's true. It's wood it's metal.
It's fucking wood that's metal. You're gonna, oh my God, you're gonna love it.
You'll have clubs, daggers, darts, javelins, maces, quarterstaffs, scimitars, sickles, slings, and spears as weapons that you can use. Kind of fitting that nature type weapon. You'll be proficient in the herbalism kit, so you can like mix
Yeah, you
together
will.
things,
Nice.
maybe mushrooms and stuff. A little of the Ganjaria stuff.
Oh, I love it.
Nice.
Herb.
Wait, proficient in herb and
listen.
mushrooms? Okay.
All right.
Your saves are going to be intelligence and wisdom. Again, a place where wisdom helps you a lot. You're then going to choose 2 skills to be proficient in. You have Arcana, which is, well, you have animal handling if you want to be a folk hero, but you have Arcana, which is like the knowledge of the way magic works. You know, if there's some weird magical effect, I'll have you take an Arcana. Insight, kind of reading the motives behind someone's eyes. You know, it's often a way to see if you're like, you know, you can perceive the world around you. Insight is a reading of like why a thing is doing what it's doing. Medicine, which kind of speaks for itself. It's a way to stabilize people. You're proficient in utilizing medicines that you can create, as well as like how long has this thing been dead and what killed it, those kind of checks. Nature, I mean, speaks for itself in regards of like you are proficient in nature, all types as well. I wouldn't be like, well, you're not a fey nature, so you don't know fey nature. A druid in this world would be very aware of the powers at play in nature. That's also a wisdom-based skill. Perception, seeing the world around you, noticing things that are off. Religion, which again, you would be following the Green Lady. Green Lady! Or if you go folk hero, you can have survival. So of those, which 2 kind of speak to you?
I think nature is the one that jumps out to me first.
I mean, yeah, it fits. It's like the shoe that was already
Yeah, it
halfway
just
on.
kind of makes sense. And then Arcana sounds
Nature is
pretty-
intelligence-based, my bad.
Okay.
And then Arcana, again, which is also an intelligence thing, but you know, you might boost your intelligence as well.
Oh, okay.
At the very least, being proficient in them means you'll get to add a modifier just by virtue of knowing how to do them. So even if it's not a stat that you're like super powerful in, you will still be able to do it at a higher level than the layman. You'll know a secret language, the secret language of druids. You can speak the language and use it to leave hidden messages, which you and I can always do fun side hidden messages if that's a game you want to play. As me and Nicole had as well. You and others who know this language will automatically spot such a message. So other druids will be like, psh, yo, there's that druid message. Others can see it with a DC 15 perception check, but they can't decipher it without magic. So it's like they would see it, but not really know what it does. Your spells come from the divine essence of nature itself. We can start augmenting with the idea of the Ganjaria magic stream and what that would mean in relation to a nature druid. I wouldn't mind building out on some of that.
Especially when connecting with the green.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The whitest of widows. And so that's where your spells will come from. And then again, wild shape, even though whatever circle you choose, you will have this ability. At 2nd level, which you'll be 10th, so you've had it for a little while, you can use your action to assume the shape of a beast that you have seen before. And you can pretty much justify with me, as long as it's like reasonably you would have seen it, I never really have a problem with it. And if you just lie really good, I'd be like, psh, dope.
All right.
You can use the feature twice. You get those uses back when you get a short or a long rest. So the level of your druid determines what beast you can transform into. So at second level, you can be a CR 4, but nothing that flies or swims. At fourth, you can be a CR 1/2, no flying at all. Like you could be a wolf in the second level, a crocodile at fourth level, or at eighth level, which you'll be 10th, a CR1 creature, so like a giant eagle, or I would show you those monster lists, and there's really useful things on them.
Oh, that. Aww.
Yes. So and it does make you really adaptable in like what it's like if there is water, you could turn into a creature that breathes underwater.
That's cool.
Or fly. You could scout. Your stats will be replaced by the stats of the beast, but you retain your alignment, personality, and your intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. But your other stats become that of the monster, or not my monster, but animal. You get its hit points and its dice, its hit dice. When you get knocked back to your normal form, you still have the number of hit points that you had before you transformed. So it's like, turn into a big beefy thing, they beat you all the way down to 0, and you're still basically at full and could do it one more time.
That is pretty.
Is Drew's mic off?
That's pretty dope.
Are you off, Drew? Are you muted?
No.
Oh, okay, they were
I
asking.
said I couldn't mute before.
Oh, weird.
I was gonna cough and then.
It just doesn't show.
Oh, it's that one. Okay, maybe you are.
Is it muted?
Yeah, dang it. There's one of the pads.
How about now?
Can you guys hear Drew?
Can you?
Welcome into Can You Hear Drew?
Woo!
Do you like this raspy baritone?
Wow.
Eventually, you could be a dragon. I'm not sure. I thought it had to be an animal shape. I thought that was part of it, but maybe that's one of the other classes. They can hear you.
Shape of a popsicle.
It's because it's bees. Okay, bees. Okay.
I can mute. I just won't know it.
Yes.
Fucking awesome.
Perfect.
Nice.
That's gonna be so good for me.
That's cool.
Especially the guy who remembers everything.
Awesome. So this is kind of one of the big choices here, the Druid Circle. Now we have talked about some of the Circle of Dreams is one I'm not super familiar with, so I'm just going to choose it and we'll read about it.
Circle of life.
Oh, sorry. Here, let me bring this up.
I mean, it moves us all.
Oh gosh. Okay, maybe this wasn't.
Fuck me. Why do I do that?
There we go. Circle of Dreams. So druids who are members of the Circle of Dreams hail from regions that have strong ties to the Feywild and its dreamlike realms.
What?
Weird. We have a bunch of that.
That's super weird.
You make for a natural alliance between them and good aligned Fey. So there was also a little bit of maybe connection between the two of the concepts. They seek to fill the world with a dreamy wonder. Their magic mends wounds and brings joy to downcast hearts, and the realms of protect are gleaming, fruitful places where dream and reality blur together, and the weary can find rest. So you get this like ability, the blessing of the summer court. Again, Titania no longer ruling the summer court, and it's somewhat weakened in this world. Cool to have a character come from that place. You're a font of energy that offers respite from injuries. You have a pool of Fey energy.
That's super accurate.
D6 is equal to your druid level. And then you can use that equal to have your druid level or less, roll the spent dice, add them together, target regains number of hit points. So you get like sweet Fey healing.
Oh, that's cool.
And with extra temporary hit points. You get all those dice on the long rest. At 6th level, home can be wherever you are. During a short or long rest, you invoke the shadowy power of the gloaming court to help you guard your gentle respite. At the start of the rest, you touch a point in space, and an invisible 30-foot radius sphere of magic appears, and total cover blocks the sphere. So it's like another little Brian Fitz.
That's cool.
Yeah, shape change. You're right, Drake. Specifically Moony druids. Oh, I see what you're saying. And then hidden paths, since it would be 10 level. You can use hidden magical pathways that some Fey use to traverse space in the blink of an eye. So bonus action, you can teleport up to 60 feet to an unoccupied area that you can see.
Yeah.
Or you can use your action to teleport one willing creature you touch up to 30 feet. Super cool. So that's just kind of a highlight of like, that's the Circle of Dreams vibe.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it does tie in like most of our lore stems from this like the summer and winter court. Queen Mab ruled the winter court and has created Ganjaria, Titania, the queen of the summer court.
Could that tie
now
in
the
with
bride of the
Pickles,
Demigorgon.
too?
With dreams, like with Pickles?
Yeah, because
Pickles is a dream guardian, and that's where the Cuddle Forge were crafted for. So there is like, basically right now, Pickles is Gokuing up. Like she's in like this chamber trying to like level up to possibly evade the dreams of
senzu bean salad right now.
This is almost too juicy to pass up.
It is kind of like tasty. Like I'll be real, like some of these, a lot of these newer ones I haven't, since WeeDnD started, full disclosure, like I haven't done as much, I don't play as much, I run games more, and so since our characters last for a long time, I'm not like super fresh on some of the newer stuff. Circle of Dreams is awesome. Like I really like the vibe of it, and I can see this being very beneficial in the type of scenario we're talking about.
My gut's going with this one, but can we look at Circle of Spores?
Dude, heck
too?
yeah. So druids with the spores find beauty in decay. And they see within mold and other fungi the ability to transform lifeless material into an abundant, albeit somewhat strange life. They believe life and death are parts of a grand cycle, with one leading to the other and then back again. Death is not the end of life, but instead a change of state that sees life shift into new forms. They have a complex relationship with the undead. They don't see anything inherently wrong with undeath, but they consider them to be a companion to life and death. So these druids believe the natural cycle is healthiest when each segment of it's vibrant and changing. Undead that seek to replace all life with undeath, or that try to avoid passing the final rest, violate that cycle and must be thwarted. So it's not like they're like, I won't hurt undead. It's like liches and really bad undead
I won't
are
hurt
still
them. I'm just
breaking that
gonna
order.
have my mushrooms eat them.
Yeah,
It's
that's
fine.
You get
I'm not
little
doing
symbiotic mushrooms
Oh, that's cute.
that tap into the life cycle of life and death and gives you access to certain spells. You get the Chill Touch Cantrip, blindness and deafness, gentle repose, animate dead, gaseous form. Blight, like you start to get like really powerful poison abilities as your druid level gets higher. Blight is, we've connected the spell Blight to the real thing Blight. So confusion, cloud kill, contagion. And you would be 10th level, so you would have access to pretty much all of them.
Wow.
No, I think that's 9th level spell. No, it's 5th level. Okay, yes. Halo of Spores. You're surrounded by these invisible necrotic spores that are harmless to you until you unleash them on a creature nearby. So you have these like little swarms that you can like sick on people. When a creature moves into a space within 10 feet of you or starts its turn there, you can use a reaction to deal necrotic damage to that creature unless it passes a save. That damage increases, and at 10th level it would be a D10. So anything that gets close to you starts breathing in these spores and takes damage.
Nice.
You're basically Last of Us-ing everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Symbiotic entity. You channel magic into your spores. As an action, you can use your wild shape feature to awaken the spores. Rather than transforming into a beast, you get 4 temporary hit points for each level you have in the class. And while it's active, you get the following benefits. When you deal your Halo of Spores damage, roll the number die a second time and add to the total. Your melee weapon also does an extra D6 necrotic to any target they hit. So it lasts for 10 minutes until you lose the temporary hit points or until you wild shape again. So you can just kind of like wrap yourself in these powerful spores, giving yourself a lot of temporary hit points and additional damage to both your spore and your weapon attacks.
Did you just Colossus?
Temporary hit points don't stack. I did do specifically Colossus. Fungal infestation. Your spores gain the ability to infest a corpse and animate it. So like bring dead things. If it's a beast or a humanoid, it's small or medium. If it dies within 10 feet of you, you can use your reaction to animate it and bring it back to fight in battle. We do, just to be fully fair, because we've talked about doing like pet classes, they do add more rounds to initiative, which is something we tend to, it's like that's something we're battling in a 3-hour narrative format. So pets don't function as strong as they can. We do tend to lump them into a group. Not to say that that's not still cool, and of course I would let you do any awesome thing you want to do with it, but it is something I like to mention. Like, I feel like classes that revolve around stuns, or any classes that where like your mechanics lead to like summoning more things into play. I love all that stuff. It does just add time as an element. So I'm not against them, but it is just something I like to have people be mindful of. Yeah. And then level 10, you're spreading spores. You can seed an area with deadly spores. As a bonus action, while your symbiotic entity feature is active, you can hurl spores up to 30 feet away where they swirl in a 10-foot cube for a minute.
Pocket
Disappear
sand.
early, you can use it again. You can dismiss them as a bonus action, or if you turn off that ability, that feature. Whenever a creature moves into the cube, or starts its turn there,
Square.
that creature takes
Pocket
your Halo of Spores
squares.
damage.
It's like,
Unless
I
it's
don't know, it's like 6 squares put together.
That's like a lot of squares, but that's like a square persevering. What is this cube but a square persevering?
Oh my God, that was wicked deep.
So it's super powerful, very fire. Yeah, always useful. Anytime you can get advantage is sick. Crocodiles can climb better than people. Like wild shaping, you can. And what's nice is you don't have to go moon to gain the benefits of wild shape. If you want the really dope ones, it's like to get like the giant gorilla. And I don't think maybe giant gorilla might be the last one. I can't remember. There is like a cap where like you can't get any stronger than that. But it's like I think giant.
Tyrannosaurus Rex?
No, T-Rex might be it. Because that's polymorph, though. I'm not sure.
Oh, sorry.
But I think the giant gorilla might be the biggest or like strongest.
That's cool.
Wild shape. So just so that's kind of a look at the dreams, the spores. Again, stars is like you draw on starlight. The moon is the kind of shape-shifting one. If there's any of these else that you would want to go into or look at, we can go over.
I'd like to hear a little bit more about stars.
Okay, so stars again. Me and
fucking
Arj are both
stats are
like
dope.
maybe it's broken. Giant ape and T-Rex are only polymorph. Okay, thank you.
I
I'd like to hear more about the stars, actually.
This is helpful for me because I built a stars druid once, so it's always. And let me tell you, we're not wrong. They're very, very good. Circle of Stars allows druids to draw on the power of starlight. Starlight. These druids have tracked heavenly patterns since the time immemorial, discovering secrets hidden amid the constellations. By revealing and understanding these secrets, you seek to harness the power of the cosmos. Many druids keep records of constellations and stars' effects on the world, which again, that's like a fun narrative space to explore in this new world. These repositories might take the form of stone circles, pyramids, petroglyphs, or underground temples. Any construction durable enough to protect the circle's sacred knowledge, even against a great cataclysm. Oh, like the Feywild. This whole world. Star map. You've created a star chart as part of your heavenly studies. It's a tiny object.
Stat chat?
That's a nice stat chat you got there. You can use it to spell casting focus, and you determine its form by rolling on the star map table, so that's fun. Or you just choose one. I like that. They're like, all right, just the one you like. You know the guidance cantrip. You'll remember guidance from Tina, the one that helps people make their skill checks. You get guiding bolt prepared. It counts as a druid spell. Normally it's cleric, and it's very good, and it gives advantage to the next person that attacks that creature. You can cast guiding bolt without extending a spell slot. You can do so a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, which I think at level 10 is +5, maybe +6.
Damn.
You regain all expended uses. So you just have the guiding bolt almost as a cantrip.
There they are. There they are. There they are. There they are.
What?
If you lose it, you can do a ceremony to create a new one. The ceremony can be formed in a short or a long rest, destroying the previous map. This is theirs versions, a scroll covered with depictions of constellations, a stone tablet with fine holes drilled through it, a speckled owl bear hide tooled with raised marks, a collection of maps bound in an ebony cover, a crystal that projects starry patterns when placed before a light, glass discs that depict constellations. So like that's like however you would want your map to look, or anything beyond that, but there's some ideas. You get Starry Form as at second level as a bonus action. You use your wild shape feature to take on a starry form rather than turning into a beast.
Ooh.
While you're in starry form, your body becomes luminous, your joints glimmer like stars, and glowing lines connect to them like on a star chart. This form sheds bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light for an additional 10 feet. It lasts for 10 minutes, or you can dismiss it if you're incapacitated, die, or use it again. When you get your starry form, you choose which of the following constellations glimmers on your body. Think of these like your Sailor Moon shifts. Like each one gives you access to different powers.
Sweet.
And your choice gives you benefits while in this form. Archer. This constellation of Archer appears on you, and as your bonus action, you can fire these ranged spell attacks shooting at like a star arrow that targets one creature. It deals radiant damage plus a d8 plus your wisdom. It deals radiant damage 1d8 plus your wisdom modifier. So you just start firing these strong things as a bonus action. So you'd still have your action to do stuff.
That's cool.
The Chalice, a life-giving goblet, appears on you. When you cast a spell using a spell slot that restores hit points, you or another creature within 30 feet also regain hit points equal to a d8 plus your wisdom modifier. Or the Dragon, a constellation of a wise dragon appears on you. When you make an intelligence or a wisdom check or a constitution saving throw to maintain concentration, which is very often if you're using team buff abilities, you can treat a roll of 9 or lower on the d20 as a 10. You cannot roll less than a 10 to maintain concentration, plus your wisdom plus your constitution modifier or saving throw.
Damn.
So that one is like, I thought it also gave you wings, but I might be wrong. But yes, very like the ability to shift between like what the fight is calling for as to which constellation you imbue yourself with is very strong. Yeah. You can also, at 6th level, you can consult your star map for omens. You roll a dice until you finish your next long rest. You gain access to a special reaction based on whether you rolled even or odd.
You have something like that before?
Yeah, a little bit like
this. Wheel and a woe?
The wheel and woe. There was the bones. So whenever your creature makes, if it's wheel even, when a creature you see within 30 is going to make an attack, a save, or an ability check, you can add, using your reaction, you can give them an extra d6 to that roll. So you can help them. With woe, it's the opposite. You can punish somebody and give them a disadvantage of a d6 on some of their things. You can use it equal to your proficiency bonus. You get them all back. 10th level, this is like your capstone for this character right now. The constellations of your starry form improve. The d8 of the Archer in the Chalice now becomes 2d8. And while the Dragon is active, you have a flying speed of 20 feet and can hover. Moreover, this is what I think breaks it. I think this is where it becomes a little breaky. she's the Dazzler. At the start of each of your turns, you can change which constellation you have active.
Wait, at the start of each turn?
Yes, bro. So you can be like, I think I'll fly and have good concentration now. Oh, everybody needs a little healing. Let me just bring out the chalice and throw some healing out. It's so good. Again, it is a powerful. I like all of them. Again, don't let me be like, oh. I only say it because it is a slobby class, but. So is, I mean, honestly, played well, every class is dope. So it's like, I don't want it to be like I'm over. But this 10th level ability is why, in my opinion, I might not multi-class as a druid. Like, this is strong enough to be like, maybe I'll multi-class at another level.
Yeah.
Because it just makes everything so much better.
Oh my gosh, that's making the decision so hard.
And it's not set in stone. We still have our one-on-one. So if you pick one and then you're like, hey, I don't know.
We have until the 12th.
Until the 12th, exactly.
12-12.
And even at the 12th.
It's not hard
I
to
can
remember.
I am drawn to Circle of Dreams for the narrative juiciness.
Right.
But I think structurally, I think Stars sounds really fun.
It's also like, I'll just be like, oh, that's so dope. Oh,
I want to be strong.
And just be strong stars. Like,
that
do
could
cool
connect
star
to
magic and
Digby
stuff.
and Dickens, Tangleface, right there out in space somewhere.
Yes, and I mean, to be fair, Gilda Radner is from space. Like, that's
there you
where
go.
Plasmoids come
Boom.
from. So it's like we have
I
a
think
link.
that's juicy also.
Connection. See, we found juice.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that's
I already
true.
have
We didn't
some
know that
cool
was going to be
stuff.
juice, and we fucking found it anyway.
It has the juice.
Get thirsty.
Yeah.
It just happens. It's like, that's why D&D's magical. It just does that. Tangle Space. Good one.
Tangle
Sitting right over there, she gets me. If you had just whispered that, I would have died.
and attractive.
So, okay, again, we'll just kind of like, and none of this is, if anything, like if we look, when we're talking about on that one-on-one, if one feels like it's going the right way or whatever, Stars does lead us into a lot of cool territory. You know, it's like, kind of like with Amaryllis being about dragons in a world that didn't have these gem dragons, we can start exploring, like, why are these people coming from space? Like, why are suddenly there's this influence from, plasmoids?
Ganjaria is dope.
You could also know
wanna
Gilda
live here.
Radner. You could also know, you could have known Six Sticks. You could have known, Dickens Tangleface or Slapsticks or Digby Mole-Eggington. Like or any of those.
The third.
Yeah. Perhaps the fourth. What's he been up to in space?
Dang.
He has a little
Up there with a
little
fucking
restaurant.
clown cleric.
Up there with Six Sticks.
Hey.
So yeah, I'm with you. The Stars, it's like, that's fun and very powerful in a realm where I might be killing you.
Yeah.
Abby? I might be killing you.
Please don't.
Abby. I might.
Might. There is always a possibility.
Oh, as I started picking monsters, I was like, oh, guys. Full disclosure, just like, don't be dumb. Don't just be like, I'm gonna run in and do it, and that'll be fun for me.
Or fucking do it.
And that'll be fun for me.
Defy
and it's
your
like,
god
hey, if your circle of stars
without any
druid
notice
dies,
whatsoever.
now you got
just do that.
It's chill.
Fucking distribute sundial. We'll
Yo,
just
I'm
see
not
what
saying-
happens.
TPK could happen in this scenario. I will say, it is like very like. Be mindful of environment, tactics, positioning. I'm gonna push you guys in a way that we haven't focused so much before. And to me, and it's the reason I fell in love with the game. And so I think it's a valuable part of the game that you guys are all ready to do now.
Yeah.
Not that you weren't before, but it's like, I think you'll really sink your teeth into some of what's so fun about that style of play.
I'm ready for a fun challenge.
Yeah, you're gonna be blowing dudes away with stars, just like.
Yeah.
Backup characters, not a bad idea. So like, honestly, good idea to be like, what might I want to do if that happens? I also, you know what? I'm just gonna take this second.
I already made a backup character.
See, he's ready. Oh yeah, what's its name?
Oh, it's Thoricus's least favorite grandchild. It's Thornara. Thornara Onyx Heart.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Now you've challenged me.
She's super cockney.
And she talks like this, so
no.
if you want me to talk like this throughout the entire show, go ahead and kill off my other character.
Don't you dare! I'll kill you before the game starts.
I know.
I'll be like, the sun comes up and you see Thor just get Tainara just get blasted with a fucking ballista.
Bye.
Be choking on a dragon's penis.
Oh, that was so weird. Where did that dragon penis
Where did it even come
It was out
from
of nowhere.
narratively? I lied to my DM. Anyway, it was so good though. God bless you for doing that. All right, so we're going Circle of Stars. I need to go back. I've been clicking on it. I'm a little high. Is it? Here,
Nice.
Look at what I've done. Hold on, I have to correct this. I've just been like.
I used to do that all the time.
Handball
God,
with
it
joints
hurts
this whole
my
time.
throat now.
Dude, it was such a good Easter egg in Resident Evil 2.
There you go. Hey, welcome in. Thanks so much for the follow.
I didn't play the remake.
All right, so we are. Why did it go here? Hold on. Come on now. Oh, that's right. It's gonna go on the link that I clicked.
Be ready
Here we
for
go.
everything. And
You
this
guys are
one,
watching this in real,
especially cliffs.
Oh yeah, on the cliffs.
Many cliffs.
But I do have to pee. So
Yeah, do we want to? It is 9:19. Actually, yeah. Let's do our intermission real quick, and then we'll finish up this character, and we'll freaking rock out and have fun.
Cool beans.
Here, I gotta let Sean do what I feed him for. I just throw fish heads at the seat.
Oh no!
Whoa, 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 whoa. I put myself in rotation twice. That's how it works.
Hey, but you did the running, so
That's it.
Yeah.
Bam to bam. We're gonna do us a little 10-minute intermission here, guys. There's incredible music by the great Sandy Stein. Incredible, amazing art. Seriously, so much beautiful art that's been created for the show.
Yeah.
And it has just been an absolute blessing. Check it out. We will be making a new one here pretty soon. Maybe there's going to be a little battle royale and see which one of you survives.
I've never won.
I did, and I
won.
felt bad. It was like early too. I was like, well, I can't. If I won, then that's no fun. So I ran a second one. But we will be back here in 10 minutes. We have decided that we're doing a Circle of the Stars Druid.
Yeah, I'm
trust me,
excited.
this is when I start ranting at you guys. Like, so what do you want to do? Do you want to try this? Do you want to try this? So when we come back, I'm sure that will have already happened a little bit. And then we'll finish making this character up. And guys, we will be that much closer to starting this sweet, sweet chapter 3.
Oh yeah.
Hang with us, buds. Abby, Dandy, back in the seat.
Yeah, baby.
So good. Oh, love you, buds. We will see you in.
Lighters?
Lighters?
See you.
Light.
Household friends.
Pets
See you,
on
lighters.
pets on
Light them on fire.
Dungeon Master for the night.
For rolling
Lighters.
the light.
Lighters?
And lighters.
Lighter.
Wait.
See you,
Lighters.
lighters. Oh, what? No, they're gonna think that means we're gone. No,
No.
See you, lighters is good though. We gotta start
That
using
is
that.
pretty good,
We'll see you guys in 10.
Whoa, crit.
Welcome back, buds, to WeeDnD, the positive live tabletop role-playing experience. I did want to shout out because we got a raid here while we were at intermission. I have to scroll up so far. That's so great. I love it. Karma Cuticle? Is that? I hope I'm saying it right. Karmaceutical. Oh, Karmaceutical. Oh my gosh, I'm so dumb. Karmaceutical. Yeah, I'm so. I can read. I put it together. Thanks for bringing your party our way, guys. We always keep the fun rolling, and we will take it to another D&D creator at the end. Yeah, we have some. There was a shout out about that great music. All of our music is original, created by the incredible Sandy Stein. We have been rolling 3 years now, so I think we have over 50 tracks. And sometimes we'll do little soundtrack giveaways. I think
right?
Good in that way. So welcome in, guys. Thank you so much for bringing your party our way.
I still need to do a calendar.
Yeah, we do need to do it. We have the art for it now. We're doing a card deck.
I mean, like us.
That's right. We'd always joked.
Yeah.
Because it's like we have like all of these like beautiful women about doing like where you guys are like the town guard and we're all like
I love it.
We're all the ones that are the cutes.
Yeah.
But we need to get Gus back to do that.
Oh man,
like, we
totally
have
need
to have that kind of power.
Yeah.
We are getting ready for our third chapter of the Ganjaria Saga. And so right now we've been getting characters built in preparation of our session 0, which will be on December 12th, as we will start our 4th season of the show. And as well as, oh my gosh, guys, the third part of a 5-part series.
Oh my.
Of the Book of Ganjaria. So, guys, this has actually been a lot of fun so far. We are building out this new druid, of the stars, as we've just set down. With Abby Dandy, who was part of our original cast and is now back.
Oh, gee. So happy to be back.
So good to have you. I'm seriously, I'm glowing.
You are glowing.
So as far as the character itself goes, we'll allocate the stats that you rolled here soon, kind of highlighting some of the ones that will aid you the most, as well as the other big decision with any character is the race of the character. And so we have in the past created our own. Tasha's Cauldron of Everything created some really great character creation rules where you can just kind of like make whatever you want, give it a +2 to something, a +1 to something, and like a feat. And it's, that's the mole folk. Digby Mole Eggington was a mole folk, which I still can't believe we went with that.
Fucking right.
Mole fucking. And then we had Pickles on Wheat for 2 chapters was a Cuddle Forged monk. And so that option is always there. So if there is a picture that occurs in your mind as we kind of go over this, you can always feel free to like follow that pursuit. It is, I think it's great because it's like be what you want to be, like play the thing.
Absolutely.
Let's just give it some stats that make it fair and play it out.
Cool.
And so far you've been a halfling, the smaller folk, kind of the hobbits.
The we three.
You've also been a tiefling.
Yeah, that was cool.
Emerald's phone shucks.
Aw, shucks.
Shucks.
And so that brings us to kind of this. We've talked a little bit about how the relationship to the stars is part of the narrative we haven't really talked about much in the game so far. Like you would think that with such a massive shifting of what what the world is and where those connections to the other planes exist, what is the relationship with the stars in the world? And I think there's like a lot of really fun places to play in that space. What that also does is it kind of broadens your options. Even like you had unlimited options before and now have more. You can feasibly come from the Spelljammer worlds, the GIF hippopotamus people, the plasmoids, which is what Brenna is. You can also, because you can be linked to the old stars, back in the world of Everendel, that the whole prologue took place in. And it's like we can explore some of the relationship between Everendel and Ganjaria. There's all these like fun kind of narratives. And again, most of this will be happening while you're fighting giant monsters.
Hey, nice.
So, it's like we will live the story rather than, write it now. And it's like I think there's like a joy in that kind of high pressure stakes of like seeing what comes out of these characters. As as all D&D players know, you don't actually know the character until you played it a couple times. And it's so
you got to feel them out.
You got to feel them out.
Suss it out.
So when it comes to race, though, there's a ton of like statistical options that benefit you in some way, or there's the Tasha creation rules. There's also just the look and style of them. So I'm gonna do my super cool magical shift back. I'm gonna jump back over on the other side, and we'll just cycle through some of them, and then we'll listen. Chat's been throwing in some great suggestions. I'm taking my tea, and I'm gonna leave the joint this time. Last time I just soloed that joint for too long.
Take a tea stick.
Take a tea stick. Don't be a chicken. I played Ralph once.
Yeah, you did.
A new mood? A new song. We've been rolling on this. Oh, I got you. All right, so I
about some West Coast Star Wars up in this bitch.
West Coast
Scott
Star
actually
Wars.
made a new list. I'm just finding it.
Star Wars.
I'm sorry.
It's actually
guys,
the theme of the Indicus Empire,
Yeah,
I think is what it's
those
called.
are the lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about it, I'm gonna do this one because I love this song. This was one of the newest songs created by Sandy for Chapter 1.
Ooh.
What the fuck's a ganassi?
Oh yeah.
Is it Genesee?
All right, but listen. To this.
Ganassi? Je ne sais quoi?
Oh my god, this sounds so good.
You're lacking a certain jealousy.
Oh, buddy, I'm lacking a lot more than that. Have you seen my penis? I'm just gonna go right to it.
Nice.
It's amazing.
But it's lacking
song is
something,
so good.
right?
Okay.
Pigment? More so that it's like,
Purpose.
Bro, real talk. This is one of those ones I'll throw on when I'm like, all right, it's time to make some monsters, bro. All right.
monsters.
So we're just gonna go into race. We're just gonna go into race.
We're just gonna go into it.
Just dive right in.
So yeah. Change race.
My
So obviously there's
gosh.
these things
I'm
called
broken.
humans.
It's
All right,
fine.
so again, Abby, just so that you can see like the breadth of how many options you have, plus whatever you think. We'll just kind of go through them loosely, and then again, call out ones that maybe appeal. There's the Arakakra. Don't do it. Don't Arakakra. Damn it. Arakakra.
The Arakakra.
The Arakakra. I'm gonna definitely get better at saying that. They're big bird people. They have wings. They actually look
what I
like
did.
birds. As you can see, they're like bird humanoids.
You're a fucking bird human.
I'm not gonna like this. Okay, there we go. Actually, let's start at the
Astral
bottom
elf
because it's gonna make me.
interesting.
Yes, astral
Yeah.
elf. Oh, you mean like super cool and perfect spelljammer adventures in space?
Yeah.
You are elves that ventured from the Feywild. Oh my goodness, to the astral plane.
Oh my.
To be closer to their gods. So like we could play with the idea that perhaps you were there when the Feyfall happened, and so like now there's this whole new world to come back to.
A whole new
You live in a place.
Oh yeah.
Dazzling and a song that we can sing.
Oh. Bring us home.
Life in the silver void has imbued their souls with a spark of divine light.
Oh.
So dope. Let's look at them details.
Tight.
So a long time ago, groups of elves ventured from the Feywild. I'm not gonna do it the whole time. Stop it. So here we go. You left and you went to the astral plane to be closer to your gods. Life in the silver void has imbued their souls with a spark of divine light. This light manifests as a starry gleam in the astral elves' eyes.
Oh, that's cute.
Because nothing
like,
ages on the astral plane. Astral elves who inhabit that plane
cat.
can be very old. So possibly over 525 years, depending on how you want to play.
Rial's cat.
And the longevity gives
was
them
his cat?
unusual perspective on the passage of time.
Kindly, thank you, buddy.
Kindly the cat.
With the
Yeah,
star.
you could
with the
know kindly.
stars.
Oh.
Some are prone to melancholy, while others might display an absence of feeling. Many look for creative ways to occupy themselves, whether they choose to live in quiet contemplation or strike out to explore the reaches of the multiverse. Astral elves tend to see things through the lens of time as having little or no meaning to them. Astral elves who don't dwell on the astral plane can live to be more than 750 years old.
Boom!
So even if you had been here the whole time, you could still have been here for the birth of Ganjaria 526 years ago.
Wow.
Every time you do that, I think you're gonna start singing Rent. 525.
So
years
super
ago.
cool. You get +2 to one stat, +1 to another.
Okay.
You get the you speak, read, write, common one other language. You're a humanoid for all intents and purposes. You can choose. Wait a minute. There's a special tag in the rules that identify most player characters are humanoid. A race option presented here tells you what your character's creature type is. Okay. Well, we could play with that, but I don't necessarily think we need to. Lifespan, height, weight, all that stuff. You know, we can deal with the building the art for the characters. But here's some of the stuff.
Oh, yeah, Sean,
you
I
move
have
30
art
feet like
for
everybody
you.
else. You get one of the following cantrips: Dancing Lights,
Don't let
or
me
Sacred
forget.
Flame. You can choose
pretty
which
high.
casting ability to use. You would probably go with Wisdom to pair with Druid.
Yeah.
You have Dark Vision, so you're gonna be like, "Hey, Brandon, I can see it."
I can see it.
60 feet.
The
I have
Let me
Dark Vision.
finish. It's magical darkness. It has to be, otherwise. Darkness is so useful in storytelling for Dark Vision to have. It's so
Darkness.
common. You are of Fey ancestry, so you have advantage on saving throws to avoid the charmed condition, which could have come in handy for Drew with his best friend.
Yeah.
Keen senses, you get proficiency in perception, so you like naturally notice things around you a little more. You have the Starlight Step, magically teleporting up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space that you can see as a bonus action. You can use it a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you need a long rest to get them back. You can be like, do a little star step. Astral trance, you don't need to sleep. Magic can't put you to sleep. Let it try. You can finish a long rest in 4 hours if you spend those hours in a trance-like meditation.
Oh, okay, cool.
Some kind of starry
Kind of like
night.
Bruenor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you finish this trance, you get proficiency in a skill of your choice and a weapon or a tool of your choice. So you can just like be proficient in another thing by like drawing on the stars from the shared elven memory and the experience of entities on the astral plane. You keep them until your next long rest. That's super cool.
Cartography is a good one.
It's important.
So yeah, you're like a cool little space.
That's really cool.
But yeah, again, let's not buy the first candy we see at the store.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a nice little breakdown. So there's the Dragonborn. Again, they're like they're like humanoid dragon-like creatures. They're not half dragons. They're like they were created by wizards, and so it's like they're not actually dragons for like things that affect dragons, but they're super cool flavor-wise. They get whatever type of dragon their ancestor is, gives them like a different kind of breath weapon, damage resistance. They are strong. They get pluses to strength and charisma. But again, we can use Tasha's and just put those in whatever stats we want. Dwarves, Thoricus Onyx Heart, you know Daddy Dwarf.
Oh yeah.
Elf, that was Rial Othravan, was an elf, just a normal elf, not an astral one. Gnomes, the small, very intelligent little cave-dwelling gem miners. If you remember, your brother originally thought that he was a gnome. Half elves, where you get like some of the qualities of human and elf. Halfling, that's what Tina was. Half orcs, where where one of your parents was a human, the other one, or one was an orc, the other one was a brave human.
Say it's usually the mother that's the orc.
Yeah.
And then humans, old classic. I'll tell you, I make a lot of humans. I think there's it's like that's not creative. Most of the myths we're telling are human stories, so it's like I have no problem like exploring human myth anyway through a human character. I don't think it detracts from like how creative your character is. I don't know how to tell.
Rules
story,
is here.
You know what I mean? Like I can explore that, but like
just for
I don't
Abby.
like
Rules showed up just for Abby.
Just to be like, thanks, rules. Technically, you cannot target creatures you cannot see. So you couldn't target Drew earlier. Remember that, guys? Because he was wearing the camouflage.
Can't see you.
All right, so yeah, that's kind of then you got tieflings.
You guys could see me?
Here's some of the birds. There's the angel people of the Aasimar, which was what we thought Nicole's character was. There are the elemental mixed races, the air genasi. There's also fire, earth, and we'll see the other one. Bugbears. Toko the Hatchet was a bugbear.
Toko the Hatchet. That's
centaurs. The horse people. Changeling. That's what Shamira was. She can no longer shift as part of what happened at the end of that campaign. Deep gnomes, they're like the Smurvneblin. They're like dark gnomes. They lived in the underground and in the Underdark. And so they're like little, they have dope magic abilities.
Okay.
Oh, sphere.
Dwergar are dwarves who were transformed by living in the deepest places of the Underdark, so we could delve into that space. It's a little weird for Underdark and stars, but I can see the connection. Earth Genasi, that's like the half-Earth people. Eladrin, they're just elves of the Feywild. They have perilous beauty and boundless magic. They have a little bit more of like the wood Feywild touch as opposed to like the astral, which would be more of the space and the stars. A fairy, you played a fairy before. The Furbolg, they're cousins of giants. They're like big creatures of the forests.
Max played a Furbolg in the live D&D thing that we did.
Oh yeah.
Fire Genasi, that's the fire elemental. Githyanki, they're also from that astral plane, popularized in the new Baldur's Gate 3. They're kind of like an alien race. It's kind of how they work. They have psychic powers, and they're by and large kind of mean. But you can be whatever the heck you want. And then they have the Githzerai, which is like the spiritual, martial, almost like monk version of a split between the two races, where Githyanki ride great dragons and fight in the name of an evil queen. The Githzerai, focus on their mental powers. And they become kind of like wise in the astral sense. Also like an alien style race in this world even. Goblins, Boxo's a goblin. Goliaths, they're like big giant, they're like larger, they're a little giant. So they're as big as you can be and still be like, I think they're still a medium creature because they didn't want to deal with that.
Right, the math of all that.
The Harengon,
is that what security?
Yes, Drew, security.
I can't see. I can deal with it now. It's been
the hair people, hobgoblins. Kenkus are like little crow ravens that like repeat the things they've heard. That's their language. And they're kind of like weird and mysterious, but they can only repeat things that they've heard. They're kind of from the Shadowfell, and they're like ravens. Kobolds are little dragon guys. They typically serve dragon. They're like servants to dragons or near dragons' dens.
David the Kobold.
David was a kobold.
The Temple of Curdleknock.
Lizards, minotaurs, orcs. Pretty familiar with those from lore. Battlestar Galactica. Satyrs, don't be a satyr.
Satyrs gonna say.
Satyrs gonna say, bro. A little goat-legged creature of the Feywild. Sea elves, Shanarkai. You met one of those, like the kind of dark elves that came from the Shadowfell. Shifters, which is like, okay, they're like humanoids with a beastie kind of shape, like a beastie version of the shifter. Changeling. Tabaxi is the cat people. You're like a little cat race created by a cat lord. Turtles are like little turtle people. With full admittance, my star druid was a turtle. I was like, I worshipped the great turtle that the world sits on his back.
Oh yeah.
That was like the like way I was playing it. It was a lot of fun. It brought Astral Elf back. I didn't even do that.
Yeah. I am really intrigued by Astral Elf still.
Sweet, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. It was like I wanted to. Can we hide chat, please? Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I should be in trio. Boom. I'm good at this.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You're doing so great.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
Boom. Here we go. There we go. Sorry, I'm trying to do it again. Here we go. Astral Elf.
Enhance.
Oh.
From that, you are a humanoid. You are considered an elf for a prerequisite for an effect. So if there's like a magic sword that only elves can use, you can use them.
Okay.
Your normal's medium, 30 feet speed. You get to know one of these cantrips of your choice: Dancing Lights, Light, or Sacred Flame. Remember, Sacred Flame was the spell that you basically
not
use
fire.
your cantrip as Tenna, but it's not fire. It's radiant damage. And then there is
Just be Dazzler.
Light, which creates a light source around you, and Dancing Lights. I'm not gonna lie, I have to look it up.
What party time?
Yeah, does it like outline invisible things?
It's
or-
like instant patty mode.
Oh, nice.
You're just like,
I
you know
bring the
what,
vibes.
guys? We're having a rough day.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the
Instant
vibe
patty.
curator.
It's patty time. You create up to 4 torch-sized lights within range, making them appear as torches, lanterns, or glowing orbs that hover in the air for the duration. Cool. You can combine these
Just
4 lights
be
into
Dazzler.
one. Glowing vaguely humanoid form of medium size, whichever you choose. Each sheds dim light in a 10-foot radius. As a bonus action, you can move the lights up to 60 feet away. To a new. It just stopped there. That was funny.
To a newt?
To a new.
Yeah, to a new.
To a new.
To a new.
Yeah.
Classic to a new.
Give it to
60 feet to a newt.
Again, we've talked about like with spells, we'll kind of go over a lot of those together. As far as like which ones you want to choose. So none of these are set in flame or in stone. In flame. I'm reading Sacred Flame. But do any of those jump out for now, and we can kind of circle back on them?
I mean, Sacred Flame sounds really cool.
It
I
is
feel
also-
like there could be some cool imagery with
It
like
is a
the
sick cantrip.
stars with the radiant damage.
Oh, and you wanted to be connected with
She'll
the
touch.
Green Lady.
Yeah,
and all
exactly.
that. That's sacred.
Sacred. Super sacred. Dark Vision,
Bro, it's so
obviously.
fucking
We know.
sacred.
Fey Ancestry, we talked about saving throws to avoid, advantage on saves to avoid charmed conditions.
Oh man, but being charmed is so fun.
Naturally proficient in perception. It really is fun though. Starlight Step, we talked about that. You can be like, boop, and teleport to 30 feet away
That's
in an
cool.
unoccupied space that you can see. And then Astral Trance,
Getting
you don't
raided.
need to sleep. For now, you can start with like whatever you want. So like the last time that you went to bed, were you like, which ability do I want to learn?
Oh, nice.
And we could just like, that's like almost all this. Acrobatics, and athletics, deception, history. You could be like, let me ask the stars for the history of the world. Intimidation, investigation, searching for, perception will show you the trap. Investigation is how it works. We got a raid coming in? Look
Yeah.
out. Who's it coming? Who's it coming?
Perception, I think, or
Oh, Perception Studio, babies. Oh my gosh. Mwah, 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 mwah. Shout out Perception here. I think I can do that.
Yeah.
I put Perfection.
it was perception. I passed my perception check. on that.
Studios, right?
My eyes are dog shit, but
We're about to find out.
they work sometimes.
Yeah, you got it. So we are looking at here, now that we're astral, I'm going to switch to a more astral spell. Now that we're astral,
Now that we're
Guys, now that we're astral,
Yeah.
we're going to be doing a little bit more.
I'm high, but I don't think I'm that
Astral.
high.
You're not astral
I'm not
yet?
there yet.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, that's Ruby Maiden. Hold on. Sorry.
Oh no, hold
So
on.
you guys are joining us as we are putting the finishing touches on one of our remaining characters. Oh, there it is.
Womb.
Ooh.
Ooh. Astral trance. You don't need to sleep. Magic can't put you to sleep. You finish a long rest in 4 hours.
I could totally watch
If you
Stas
trance.
this fucking music.
So what skill would you like to have had on your last rest?
Oh my gosh.
Sleight of hand, stealing, stealth, hiding, deception. There's like the charisma ones where it's like deception, persuasion, or intimidation.
What would connect to like my interpretation of the maps of the stars? Would that be like insight?
I kind of like insight for that, and
Yeah.
it's like we can explore the space
Are you like
of
an
that.
astrologer? Because that would go
Yeah,
more
investigation would also like
performance,
suit
but-
as like an intelligence skill. Yeah, insight might be more related to like living things. I would think investigation
Okay.
might be if you're like going over star charts and looking for combinations.
what
Maybe
I'm
we can
thinking.
create our own constellation. That could be fun.
I like that. Yeah. Okay, let's do investigation then.
Cool. And then like a weapon. We'll circle back on that when we do equipment. So for now, I'm just gonna pick one that's funny. You have
Vehicles.
a veal, only because I don't know what that is. You have it.
Oh,
Nice.
man.
Yeah, you're proficient in using it.
Cool.
Oops, all behind. So that's what you get from the race. You're this astral elf. You have cool stars in your eyes. You're also a astral or a circle of stars druid. You will get. We'll look at abilities here in a little bit because we can talk about improving them or choosing feats. But just going over some of your stuff. Wild shape gets a little better. You can do challenge rating half creatures. Oh, thanks for the gifting subs. My goodness, look at Arj. What a hero. Thank you so much. Lovely. What a lovely. We love you, Arj. So there's the so you can make better beasts, and I think that will go up again at 10. At 6th level, home can be wherever you are. We went over some of these.
Nice, yeah.
Where you get that sweet little invisible cloak. What's that?
It said home is where the heart is.
Home is where the heart is, man.
Yeah.
Home is where the hearth of moonlight and shadows.
I just
My
Googled
mom.
what a veal was. It said, "Did you mean black cocks?"
Oh, sorry, it's my
Nice.
history. The wild shape improvement. So it's a CR1 is where you'll be at now. You'll also have that hidden paths ability where you can find magical paths. That's so cool. That Fey used to travel the space in the blink of an eye. So it's like these broken, veins in this multiverse that crumbled. You can kind of jump through these pockets.
Astral
It's
portals and shit.
so cool.
Dope as
cool.
fuck.
I mean, your character's dope. So at that point, we're like at the ability allocation point. I am gonna go to manual because we already did this. So again, in chat, you can feel free to talk in on this as well. I do think with druids, wisdom is almost like a no-brainer in the sense that like as your primary stat gets stronger, so too do most of your abilities. God, I hope it's a violin and you just hit people with a violin. I'm so down for that.
That's all that came up when I actually Googled it.
You mean it wasn't?
It wasn't.
I believed you. I agree. I would say I'm in agreement with Arj. In the order of what's important to this specific style of gameplay, where you have the option to kind of be a Buffy, help people with magic, a backliner with, it's hard to knock your spells off, or shoot arrows at people, or sit around and heal people. Like, there's a lot of flexibility in it. So Constitution, giving you those extra hit points in a setting like this probably helps a lot. And then Dex would help augment what's going to be a little bit lower AC than a cleric would have with access to, heavy armors and stuff. So, Stars Druids aren't getting HP from their wild shape, where other ones, you'd be living in a beast mode and that's your secondary hit points. In this case, you don't have that luxury as much because you'll probably just be using your star stuff.
Star stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, if everybody dumps intelligence, we will be like, I'll just
see
remove
you're
certain discoveries.
checking
So you
your
guys like,
star
nah,
stuff.
nobody in this room would know. But yeah, again, I don't like to reinforce things, but there is kind of like, there are, in a lot of classes, a pretty clear dump stat, like a stat that wouldn't apply to most of what your character does.
There always has
and
to
then
be a
I
dump
always like
stat.
those as being like fun character play opportunities. Like if
Yeah.
you're not really strong, it's fun to role play those out. But yeah, and as far as your stats specifically go, you will get +2 and +1, so that you can boost other stats that you rolled. Wait, I'm dropping a pencil.
Oh, I thought it was a D12, and we'd be here forever.
Boom. So your high stat is a 14. And so, you can always put these wherever you want, make whatever character excites you the most.
Yeah.
The advice about stats specifically comes from some of this stuff will be the difference between life and death a little bit in a campaign like this.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's fun to make a character that like the combat, pillar isn't their focus. And again, this will be focused around the combat pillar. And so a little bit of thought toward that might keep characters alive a little longer.
Well, I don't know much about monks, but do they use a lot of strength?
No, monks typically they can, but
It's
most
mostly
monk,
like
I've seen,
dexterity.
A Goliath monk go strength. Usually you go dex. So you also get
I'm not.
augment your-
I'm a
Did I say
druid,
monk?
though.
I meant druid.
Yeah. No, druids,
Sorry.
because they can only wear medium armor, they can get up to a +2 dex bonus. And so a lot of the time that's a target for a druid. It's like, make sure you get that +2 because you won't be wearing higher armor class armors.
Okay.
But yeah, I would say, I agree with Arj on that though. It's kind of like wisdom is the strongest thing to augment.
Yeah.
Con, you will see a lot of durability show, and Dex kind of like helps you go earlier and makes your armor class better, and you can stealth a little better, and you know what I mean? Like it's a survival stat. Dex saves for a lot of high area of effect abilities, which you guys will be seeing a lot of now. Breath weapons and large, painful class monster abilities. So Dex saves will be factored into a lot of those kind of checks. So those 3 stats are particularly strong. Whereas, again, you probably won't use strength much.
I was gonna say strength and charisma are probably your dumpers.
Yeah, and it's like, charisma, we don't always let our face talk. Like there'll be times I'll specifically pin characters that can't, don't have all the charisma abilities and make them talk.
Sorry, no charisma.
Yeah. So it's like, I would say as far as strength and intelligence do become your dumps. And you already augment some of those skills by being proficient in them. So it's like, even if your intelligence isn't helping you, you'll still be good at those intelligence skill checks.
Yeah.
So yeah, how does that feel? And
I like
any
the
questions you have?
idea of making wisdom the strongest.
So we're gonna hit you with that 14. Again,
That's
will
a very wise
add
choice.
to that.
Nice.
Which
Come
I'm actually
on,
gonna go
Drew.
back.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's good.
Manager. No. What am I doing here? Ability scores. Is it not in here? Why is it in here? Maybe
That's
it's on
what
the class list.
you sound.
Okay, hold on. I'm doing it, guys. The APIs. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm looking for something that I'm not finding right now.
Grim says go to abilities.
Oh, it's in the abilities section where the racial. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So
And
you get the +2
thank you, Graham.
+1. As we've stated, you were kind of looking at wisdom as your primary stats. So that
Yeah.
one, was it the +1? Hold on, sorry. The +2 gets wisdom. That'll take you up to like another, every even number is an upgrade. So it's like it makes
Top
you
tier.
much stronger in the sense of your primary stat.
Yeah.
The other one is a +1. So you have the opportunity to turn one of your odd stats into an even stat, which means the modifier will go up 1. So either that 9, which is a -1 right now, would just be a 0. You wouldn't like have a negative. Or you could turn that 13, which is your next best stat, into a 14 and make that a little stronger too. Maybe putting it into Constitution.
Oh, that's a tricky decision.
It is tough.
I think I want to take the 14.
All right, so we'll take.
Did you want a lifeline or poll the audience?
No.
There's also a
14.
50-50 final answer.
Final answer.
Good for you.
Not so
Yeah,
good.
committing
I
to the
admire
bit.
your commitment.
Thank you.
And did I mention I love that you're back?
The +1. And then, which means your next highest after that is the 11. You can always boost this up with your APIs every 4 levels. We'll get to that though. But your next highest stat to allocate would be the 11. Oh no, I didn't. Did I reroll your lowest? I did. So on 11, if we talked about like dexterity probably being like the next most crucial, you might be able to raise that and your con at like level 4 or level 8. But it's whichever one you might want to boost down the line. I would say would be the stronger of the 11. Yeah,
I'm
con
leaning
save.
towards intelligence.
A little intelligence to be I mean with the astral elf, it's like that's.
Yeah.
Oh
that's
yeah,
very
just give her a 112.
Yeah, give me the 112.
Give her
I
the
liked
112.
that.
Just give her the old 112.
Plus like magic items, like you need +2
Yeah.
to stuff, so you can still get higher dex if you need one later. The 10 would go dex. You have another 10, and then you have the 9. So like one of them is going to have a minus, the other one will not. So remaining, you have a 10 and a 9.
I think the 10 to strength.
Boom, 10 to strength. And like, it's funny because like charisma is often associated with beauty. I don't necessarily think that's the case. Like, it is funny to think like you've been so meditative on the stars that you're just not like good at that, the way people talk to each other. Like,
Well,
it seems
like
so.
in the Astral Elf, it said something about like emotionless or unaffected.
Yeah.
I think
Kind of, yeah.
a Spock vibe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Oh, you
Yeah.
bitch.
And I was like, you know how many
love that.
beautiful people I've met that are just terrible people?
Why'd you look at me when you said that?
I was looking over because I admire you for being a beautiful person that I also admire because you're also a great person.
And I didn't pay you to say that.
No, you enjoy great food and hanging out, and you don't mind like being in your PJs all day. Like, yes, you look glamorous because you just came from a photo shoot and all that. I mean, you always look
this
great.
is kind of what I look
but
like.
It's true, Abby. Like every time I see you anywhere, we're always like, "Damn, that girl was like dressed to the nines." Like,
That's my thing.
But I'm
That's how,
saying,
bro.
like,
I like
I
looking
know that
good.
you have your PJ days, and you're not afraid to like
But
tell
my
us about them.
PJs are silk.
Well,
I'm
fuck
like
me.
Cardi. All my
I don't know.
pajamas is leather.
dopest answer. I mean, yeah, I do, but they're silk.
They're all silk.
I'm
course.
a fancy lady.
I know you are. I know you are. But
Basically what a ball and answer.
All right. So that kind of that hits your stats here. Description we'll kind of go over as we build the art ideas. With each, just so everybody knows the back end of this, I like to ask my players to describe their characters themselves. I then like to give that to the artists, unhindered by my input into that. And then that way, it's like it's closest to what they want to see. We've also started to do, what's up, B-Town? So good to see you. We've also started to do where like I'll have them make their characters in Hero Forge. And so that there's that other gap. It's like we just want the art that's created for the character to come from the mind of the player rather than, me. And so it's like I like to try to get them as close to the idea of the thing they see in their head as possible, because that's where we get to that special place.
right in the sweet spot.
You get
where you
you
wanna
get an
be.
extra language, Abby.
and
I mean, there's a lot. And as Nicole found, if you pick like Draconic, it'll come through and make a
It
very hard
will
challenge at the
come
end easier.
through because we all had fucking Abyssal.
Everybody had Abyssal because I told everybody that, and then I
Right.
kind of forgot. Never
And
really
then
had
we
anybody
did
talk
nothing
Abyssal.
with Abyssal.
And then like when it really counted, it was Draconic. But there's all the languages of all those people that we just talked about, like all those
Okay.
different races, as well as like Undercommon. You can speak with those of the Underdark. There is kind of like a Celestial, which is literally like Mount Celestia where the gods live. Which does, you would think maybe have some connection to
Yeah.
the stars, but also like Elvish,
Elvish.
makes a ton of sense. Gnomish, some of the ones I do like to help, even though I
Yeah.
didn't last time. Primordial, remember it was the primordial sphere that created the world of Ganjaria.
And,
so you guys
and
saw
Brenna's a primordial, isn't she?
the pure elements. No, she's not a primordial. She's just Cuddle Forged.
What?
Primordials are like earth, fire, like the big. He who burns all was a primordial.
She's not a cuddle forge
mean her new
anymore. She's a
Oh, she's a plasmoid.
plasmoid.
Yeah, she speaks space language. I
Is
don't know
that-
what that is.
I saw this. That's not the same.
Anybody here? I'm throwing this to chat. Anybody know what space language is? I know Gith would be. Wait, no, is Gith not its own language? Okay. Oh no, Gith is. So there's like the Gith
Yeah,
Terran,
Gith Yankee and the-
they live in the astral plane, so that would it would make sense that you would know the
Yeah.
astral language. LOL is their space language. Hey, it's not all. I don't have all the answers here, guys. But
I
will-
don't know Elvish already.
Well
because you're an
done.
elf, I bet you do.
Well
So,
done,
yeah,
Munch.
yeah.
Star Sultan.
Yeah.
Good for you.
And if you don't, you do. I don't care. Come at me. But yeah, so I would say Gith is specifically a language of the astral plane. Deep speech, like I always like to think of deep speech as like the don't quote the old magic to me, which I was there when it was written. the deep, like the sub magic.
talk like this.
But yeah, any of those that you would like, giant goblin,
I think Gith is pretty cool.
Gith
maybe
is
I
cool.
studied the language.
And it's like,
Yeah.
if you're Star Chick, bet you just opened the gateway for me to bring some Gith into this.
Yeah.
Star Chick.
Star Chick.
Look, if you're gonna be Star Chick, I'm gonna bring Gith into this. So sweet, that's dope. I will. Yes, there will be at least one, so you can be like, I told you to get that language. Klingon, yes, Kapla.
I'm
Kapla,
thinking
yeah.
so dark?
like what's her name? Liara?
Backgrounds.
Mass Effect?
We do the custom backgrounds, and that's one, again, where I think when we get into kind of tying the meat and potatoes in the session 0,
Oh my God, I
this
love
is something
meat
we
and
can
potatoes.
finalize at that time.
That's what I love.
And then there's like all their little like physical stuff. You and I will go about that when we build the visual.
Bourguignon earlier.
At that point, we're kind of at equipment and spells, which again, we're going to kind of hit in those one-on-ones. Real quick, I mean, we've got chat here. Is there any other element of this? I know I breeze over some stuff, but I just kind of know the stuff that like, it's going to get a little deep. I'll have to present some potential options, and we can kind of mow over things without feeling like, you know, you're on blast while you're trying to learn something. And so it's like, I just want to set the kind of basic framework for this. Right now, we have an astral elf circle of stars druid, which even just that sentence sounds dope.
And also a good tongue twister for warm-ups.
Yes, you'll still have your like ability score improvement potential or a feat, but feats I like to, there's a lot of those as well we can kind of go over. So we'll color those, I think, as we go. We've gone over your abilities, and basically we have the outline. The only thing we don't have, Abby, is the name.
Oh,
Ay,
God.
ay, ay.
Now there is a few tricks to this.
no, there's
there
hit
are like
points, too.
legitimately like name generators, and you can always just like generate until you like one. You know, you've seen some of mine at work with like Zizix, and I like Z's and Y's and multiple of them. Like I like being like, yes, hit points. You'll have to roll for hit points too. Thank you. We will be doing hit points because you have to roll because you're not a coward. And so. That is also something, though, we just need at least a placeholder. So when you close your eyes and you picture this astral elf, this sheening body of stars, you know, your eyes, pupils that float around like a planet amidst this great void of the astral sea. When you look at that character in your mind's eye, what do you call it?
Sheila's the first name that came to mind.
All right, Sheila.
I'm still voting for Ursula Major.
You know what?
Sheila, you know what?
Sheila Major.
Sheila Matron?
I said major, but I like
Major.
matron.
No, Major. No, it's yours. It's not mine. Sheila Major.
Well, no, she said she liked Matron.
No.
Well,
Sheila Major. That's where we're gonna sit with right now.
and we'll probably throw some like X's and Y's in there.
Yeah,
This isn't
it
something I love
needs
doing.
to be silly.
But again, this is placeholder. The session 0 will be where we have these locked. Ursula Major, that's dope. Yeah, I like some play off the star. Sheila Major is fun too. Like perhaps you are a star that has come to the earth. We can. Oh my God,
are
we
a
can have so
star.
much
I
fun
am
with
a
this.
star.
That's where session 0 will kind of happen. It's where we'll take those final pieces and tie it into the lore of the game specifically for the encounter for the campaign that we're playing. So with this, Abby, Danny, baby is back.
Baby.
We have our girl. Let me see. What song's perfect for this?
I was gonna do it for you.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll just go with the Great Tree. I love this song.
West Coast Star Wars.
West Coast Star Wars. All right, the Great Tree. So I'm gonna jump back over to my other side here. I gotta grab my teas. I have many things. I don't know if I stole your lighter. I'm sorry. I'm coming back, baby.
Yay.
Yeah, baby. Hit points.
Yay.
You gotta hit points.
We gotta do our hit points, friends. So the way we did this last time was we split it up amongst the players. Look at that. Oh, you're on the screen. Look at you. Look, that's him.
Whoa.
Now you know.
Whoa.
Oh man, that's what it feels like, Sean.
Welcome to the, yes, this is what we've been doing for years. Hit points, baby. We let the other players share it up. Since there is 2 of you here, we just split it. You would roll 5D. Druids are D8s, correct? I'm pretty sure they are. Shout out if they're not, but I'm pretty positive that they are D8s. You're gonna roll 5 of them. You're gonna roll 4, and then we are gonna add them together. Just shout out your numbers.
Arch says D8s.
Yeah.
And
All right.
he's one of the most
I've been
solid
playing D&D a little
motherfuckers.
while. Like, you're like, I'm pretty
that I
sure if they
kinda
change
know.
that, I'm mad. You just turn on the DM cam on both. Just turn on the DM cam.
Turn it on.
Turn it on.
No, on this. It's in the scenes themselves. Yeah. On trio and main.
Yeah, okay.
Boom.
There's that handsome boy.
Doing it live. All right,
Doing
team.
it
Let's hit
live.
me with these numbies. Your con will add to this.
8,
Yep.
4, 4, 2, 8.
Nice.
26 from Ab.
8, 7, 3, and 3.
Nice. That's 15, 21 from Drewby. That's a total of 47 just from the dice. Your Constitution will also add to that, as well as some potential abilities. Those APIs, for example, if you put it in a con, you'll even get even more hit points. But your base dice, oh, wait a minute, that was 9, and then you also have max at first level, again, which will relate to your con anyway. But just right now, from your base, that would be 55 plus whatever your con modifier ends up. So somebody I remember had really low HP, they rolled really bad. If I'm thinking, what is it? So it would be 5 times 9 is 45. Plus 8 would be 53. So you actually beat the average by 2.
All right.
By rolling and being dope. All right. So that we've got our hit points. We'll finalize these with the one-on-ones. I wanted to ask, guys, I have there's a little bit of a thing when I do the show. There's like a certain production value that's very important to me. But you guys, like the Buds, have been pretty much like with us on these kind of behind the scenes vibey things. I was thinking about actually doing those one-on-ones on like a Zoom call or something, and like showing like if you want access to kind of the really deeper way that I would go about laying out these abilities. But it's like we also have done that on stream a few times, so I don't want to tire out those that have already seen that process. But would you guys like be interested if we did that? If I just kind of put them all together and just, it's like we would drop them on YouTube or something.
Like all of the one-on-ones.
Yeah.
Like record them,
Pre-session 0. Yes.
Right. Yeah, I'd be down for it. I'm gonna guess the Buds are. I don't want to speak for them.
Again, it's like what I think has been really nice. Yeah, and absolutely, it would be Patreon content and stuff. Maybe you guys would get like the full ones, and we'd have some pared down ones. But it is
like 2 versions where we're like one is clothed, the other one is non-clothed.
Yeah, and it's again, I always like we have gained an audience over time, and I feel like really early on I was trying like. I wanted to show a lot of how that worked. And then again, it's like, I think it's just like in my mind, I'm like, oh, well, like, don't tear them through all those details again. But I think there's also a value in seeing how some of these harder decisions are made, some of the more frank conversations that occur. You'll see with like most of my players, I often will be like, well, here's kind of a power gaming way that we could do it, or here's like some cool flavor options, and anywhere in between. So, but I really want them to guide those discussions and not be like, I have certain spells I always use. I have certain, it's like, I don't want to spoil your minds with that.
That helps a lot of us that aren't super familiar.
Yeah,
in a combat one, it might be.
Especially in something that I know is going to come down to, some pretty deep combat stuff.
Dude, I'm stoked. A little like shorter dungeon delvey.
I'm just glad.
Monster of the week.
Yeah. I'm just glad my grandfather's my grandfather.
Yeah, like you know who my grandpappy is.
That's fucking Papa Skets.
Yeah, and it's this to me is like this is like I think when I play games with people, it is this exact step. The like, hey, let's just like. I know a lot of the lore. Like, what do you want to try?
Yeah.
Like,
what do you want to fucking make?
Yeah, and it's
we'll figure that shit out.
Jake being a descendant of the king was something that came out of that. Yeah. Nicole being like not like letting people know she was a changeling, that came out of that. And so it's like I do think that it's cool. It does, but it takes time. And so it's like rather than have all 5 of us sit here and do it, I think just doing them individually when we can grab them on a phone on a call, I can pull up the windows and we can go through everything. Awesome. But enough people said yes that I'm just going to do that.
Yay!
Just fucking do it.
We'll do. And again, like that's the PR Scorpio to your point. Like the rules can be a very intimidating thing. I find it's like the more you familiarize yourself with them, the more you kind of like. There's like a pretty beautiful balance in the way that things integrate with each other. It's in 5e. It was very more intricate in other editions, I would say, in ways that paid off fulfillingly. But
3.5.
The flow of it is all very nice. And so I find, especially for onboarding players that aren't familiar with like the intricacies of a tabletop RPG or anything, it's like, let's start at the character. You can just tell me the thing you're trying to do with a basic knowledge of your character, and I can just in real time tell you how we're going to do that based on my knowledge.
Well, that's how Lucian Lamar came about. I was like, bro, I've been playing a bunch of fucking Witcher lately, just like the new PS5 HD graphic version drop. I was like, I've been playing that nonstop. And he's like, oh, well, there's this thing called a Blood Hunter. It's kind of new.
Exactly.
It's the exact fucking thing. I was like, oh, dope. Let's do that.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you were a ghost hunter, and your best friend was a necromancer. I just love this game, guys. So obviously, thanks everybody for being here today. We have a very dope cast of characters accumulating right now. We've got here. I'm just gonna bring up the. I've got the campaign here.
Pull that shit out.
Now it's here. We officially have the party of Chapter 3 created.
Ooh.
He vamped as he opened up another window. We've got Gilda Radna, the level 10 plasmoid bard, College of Lore, played by Brenna Folger. We've got Rex Milo, the human cleric of the war domain, played by Jake Taylor. We've got Shaymira, the changeling. Well, not anymore. A soul knife rogue, who still needs to level up 2 levels. Tenaricus Onyxheart, the dwarf paladin, Oath of Glory. And then now, Sheila Major, the level 10 astral elf druid, Circle of Stars. Oops, it says dreams, but it'll be stars. I kind of killed it at the end there, Brian. It does say dreams, though. I clearly picked the wrong one.
You're doing so well.
I'm fixing it now because it's gonna bother me. All right, so guys, oh my gosh,
Heck yeah.
it's all coming together, guys. I am very excited for this new plan. We're so excited to have you back. Like,
Yes, I'm excited to be back.
Car pull up, and it was like,
you're gonna like when we have the actual episode and everyone's here at the table.
Dude,
girl,
it is that thing.
You are
It's the
going
thing we
to
talked
fucking
about.
feel it.
Yeah.
It was
like we had it via the interwebs
On
with
a
our
delay.
thing on a delay.
Yeah.
But we still had it then. You're gonna feel it in here.
I can't
Yeah.
wait. I can't wait.
It is honestly like we've talked about it a lot. Obviously, we pontificate about the show regularly, but there is that thing that we talked about like almost 5 years ago when we were starting the initial plans for all this, and it's like that goal, that thing. We've gotten into that space. Like there's been times where almost like that flow. It's just like you're kind of just there with the thing in this cerebral, improvised, mythological storytelling experience where it's just like materializing as you experience it. And honestly, like I've done a lot of storytelling, acting, poetry and stuff like that. Like it is something very unique, and that's why we're so excited to have you back in here, and obviously bring that dope dandy energy in. So
yeah, that's all I know how to do. Yeah,
you guys are gonna be so dope. Guys, I'm telling you, buds, this is no generated excitement. This is the truth. I cannot wait to run these characters through the meat grinder.
Hey!
And, maybe one of them won't survive the first episode. We shall see. I am not one of those DMs that's like I'm trying to kill you, because if I want to kill you, you know how easy it is for me to do that. I have every tool at my disposal. I don't understand that flex. Like I kill a lot of my characters. I like challenging you guys, and now the challenges will be with that as a risk. Only because I think that's going to build where we'll get those narrative moments in the heat of battle in the dungeon, rather than like here we're doing the battle part, now we're doing the narrative part. I think we're going to like have fun pushing, learning about you guys through the blows and the blood and the gore and the sleepless nights, and it's brutal. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I can't wait. We're talking session 0 probably on the 12th, launching the season on the 19th.
12.
But those are always subject to change because we all have schedules, bro. Thank you guys so much for hanging with us tonight. Thanks to Abby for being here. Thanks to Drew for just being so camouflaged and incredible and wonderful and making my life a better place. Thanks to you, buds, for hanging. Thanks for throwing stuff in and helping us out. I think I can't really wait to get you all back to kind of see where as we kind of build these characters up and kind of infuse the lore. I kind of like starting character first in a battle driven rather than like, well, let's make all the lore of this and then find what character suits that. It's fun in this way to be like, pick your class because you're gonna need it. Like, and then now we'll tie it in. And so I really look forward to that. We will be filming those. I don't know, maybe I'll roll them as like a stream thing or what. I'm not gonna say what I'll do with them yet, but they'll at least be on YouTube. If you don't know, we do have a YouTube. Check it out, youtube.com/arthardstudios. I dropped the Oops All Bams from last week on there today.
Oops
All Bams. Guys, I fucking love you. It's so good.
I fucking love you.
We're doing the damn thing. We do have us a little ritual we like to do around here. Maybe you heard about it. Maybe you haven't. But we like to take a lighter. Like I still have the Get Lit lighter. I've changed.
Get Lit.
The watermelon one instead. Make sure we're not gonna light Abby Dandy, or Abby Dandy on fire. And go.
Don't do it.
Lighters.
Oh, touch my flame.
Lighters. Guys, we'll be back next Tuesday for one more building process headed to our session 0. Perhaps Drew and I will be building out some of the Indicus Empire. Do not miss it. I love you guys. Do something creative. Love yourself. Play games and celebrate when you have wonderful friends and you get to see them. We love you guys. We hope your holiday was good. And we will see you next Tuesday.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ha! So what? You can't touch me, 'cause I'm from the internet.